Hello, everyone, and welcome to the premiere of the Secrets of Magic, a new 10-part actual play stream here on the Paizo Twitch. Hi there, everybody. I am Jason Bullman. I'm the Director of Game Design at Paizo, and I'm really looking forward to tell this story for all of you. I have an amazing cast here today, and before we get started on this, I'm going to toss it around the horn and let them introduce themselves and their characters.
Yes, hello, I'm Xander Junira. I'm an actor, role player, Twitch streamer. You may have seen me around in the TTRPG scene, but tonight I'm bringing back my character Ingot, the Crystal Wizard, who you may recognize from Troubles in Otari. But this is a special level 6 Ingot because some time has passed from the last time you've seen him.
We've gotten Ingot some education.
Yes, absolutely. And Ingot loved every minute.
Oh, buddy. I guess I'm next. Hi, I'm Michelle Bradley. I'm not playing a mean fighter girl boy this time. How sad. You can find me over on the internet at I am Chubby Bunny. I play games everywhere, here on Hunters Entertainment on Tuesdays and sometimes on Critical Role. And today I am playing Hachi. Hachi is my kitsune witch, and she's lovely and I love her so much. She has a familiar named Bug. It's a little Chinese serpent dragon. It's real mean also. He has a bad attitude about life and can talk. My patron theme is night. And I also have picked for my spell casting is the occult. So I'm casting slightly different spells than everybody else. And yeah, Hachi, this is her normal form. And she can at will turn into a human form, which looks basically like this, but not furry and with long black hair. And little tiny ears she gotta hide under her hair.
We'll have to see about getting some fan art for that. I don't think we have a piece for it, but we'll have to work that out. There's your first challenge, everybody.
Yay! But this art is beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody! Check out this cool guy. I am London Carlisle, actor, TTRPG streamer. You may know me from Spot Hidden, a Call of Cthulhu show that I run, or Ain't Slayed Nobody, a Stream of Blood, all these cool places. But tonight, I am playing Don He's a gambling man. He is a person of games of chance. And the only thing he loves more than games of chance is his city, Absalom. Also, he is a half-elf Magus. So check out this new class, and I'm very excited to show it to you all. So have fun.
Yay!
A Magus gambler. This is going to go well.
Yes.
And hello, everyone. I am Bonnie Gordon. I am a voiceover actor, a singer. You can see me on other TTRPG channels and shows all over the place. And tonight, I will be playing Feral, the halfling summoner. And by my side, always, you will see my wolf Fang. There's art for him too, but we'll find him later.
Fang being your Eidolon companion.
Yes, my Eidolon companion. Part of me was like, I might mispronounce this word, so maybe I won't say it until Jason says it.
I got you covered, yeah.
I didn't know this lady.
So one of the things that's super exciting about this stream is that this stream gives us a chance to not only tell a fun story and hang out and put together an exciting tale for all of you, but it also gives us a chance to look forward to the Secrets of Magic, a book that's not due to release until August. So this show is going to be our chance to kind of look forward at this book, get a sneak peek at the two new classes in this book, the Magus and the Summoner, so that's going to be really exciting. But before we dig too deeply into mechanics, you're going to have to piece those together through play. I think we'll get this story started. Ooh. The blazing sun shines brightly above the scorching Thuvian desert, and although your destination is not far off, the shifting dunes make it hard to gauge the actual distance. The village of Zaltier was only a day's ride from the coast on the inner sea along the banks of the Junira River, but in this heat, it seems like the journey might just take forever. Not for the first time, you wonder if the elders at the College of Mystery were wise in sending you here. Rumors about strange magic are quite commonplace, but tracking them down is rarely worth the trouble. Most are exaggerated at best, but many are outright fabrications, told to entertain or amaze, sometimes by the naive, sometimes by charlatans. But the Assembly of Enigmas found this tale to be too intriguing to pass up. Stories of an entire town suddenly finding themselves with magical abilities, and what's more, those that visit the town develop abilities themselves. Outlandish, to be sure, but as the stories continue to grow, so too did the college's interests. And so you four were asked to go and investigate. The four of you are each enigmas. That is the title for graduates of the College of Mystery. And they summoned the four of you to send you to investigate this strange occurrence. If the town really did acquire magical abilities, you were asked to try and track down the source so that it might be better understood. As experts in magic, you might also be useful in offering up guidance to any who might find themselves with power they can hardly control. Most folks who gain magical ability do so after years of careful study and practice. These townsfolk have suddenly developed abilities. Who knows what chaos it might wreak on their small town. Not a week later, you left Absalom behind and set sail for Thuvia and the tiny village of Zaltier. So that's kind of where we start. The four of you left Absalom approximately 2 days ago. The boat left the harbor in Absalom and set sail kind of for Osirian, due south. But upon reaching the shore, the boat stopped at a number of small port towns tracking west, making its way to Thuvia. Thuvia is a very large desert nation on the northern coast of Garun. It is a very desolate place, mostly desert. The people of this large nation mostly live on the shore or along some of the few rivers that traverse the Great Desert. The place is renowned for one thing. In fact, it's almost the focus of its entire economy. Thuvia is known for this rare alchemical elixir that they produce every year that halts the aging process.
The Fountain of Youth.
Kind of, yeah. It's made from a rare sun orchid flower, and they have one master alchemist every year who makes doses of this. That, they held an auction every year in one of these major cities. But you're not going there. Oh no, You're heading to a town called Zaltier. A town so small, you couldn't find it on any maps. You had to ask around and check with a number of merchants and travelers to even locate where the town actually was. And you soon learned that it was on the Junira. The Junira is a river that separates Thuvia from Osirian and kind of runs north-south along the border there. So, 2 days later, you hopped off the boat and made your way south along the Junira. Now, fortunately, there is a desert trail. There's kind of a old, dusty road that travels kind of along the river. The river is, kind of winds back and forth, and the road will leave it for a period and then rejoin it. It's not a mighty, mighty river, but it's sizable in places. And the path you are on is frequently kind of washed over with dunes and sometimes hidden from sight. So, the four of you are making your way down this desert road towards the town of Zaltier. And I'm going to go ahead and advance the map here. You're all making your way along this desert road. So I've put some tokens down on the map here for you. For no particular reason, you're just traveling along in the desert. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I figured I would give you all a chance to adjust your position on the map.
For no reason.
Just because.
Just because.
because I'm kind, and I wasn't sure if Farrell wanted to be in front, or Dundum wanted to be in front, or Hachi, or Ingrid. I don't know who's in front. You're all spellcasters, so you tell me.
I will say that you noticed the whole journey over water, Ingot was like uncharacteristically green around the gills, as they say. Ingot is just so happy to be on land and not be on the ocean, the comfort of the rocks. Ingot craves them, and he's sort of getting too comfortable with the ground, so he'll stay right where he is.
All right.
I would just like to note that I'm actually not a big fan of sand, so I'm actually riding on the back of Fang. It gets between my toes and the sand is a little warm for my taste. I don't like wearing shoes either.
Sand does get everywhere. It's a thing we all know.
That would have been bad. I was like, wait a minute.
It was a cheap joke. I had to start somewhere. All right. Dundum, are you taking the lead as the resident Magus with your trusty ensorcelled spellblade?
I think I will. I think I'll step up a little bit here. Now, we're not in Absalom. I don't like that much, but it's okay. You know what? We'll get this mission going, and I'll take the lead.
So, leaving Absalom behind, by the way, as someone who loves the city and its many gambling dens, especially down in the puddles, you have left one of the largest cities in all of Galarian to come to a tiny desert town of maybe 200 people, tops. So this is the opposite end of a metropolis for you, but you know you're taking on the quest with stoic resolve. I'm sure.
Yes,
Hachi, what are you up to?
Well, I don't quite like getting dirty, but I will stay in the middle of the group. One, because having Dom in the front is sort of like a windshield, keeps the sand from blowing in my face, and also I don't want to accidentally get left behind. Not that I'm not well traveled, I just trying to take my time. It's very hot and my fur is very heavy, so I'll stay in the middle.
Yeah, the desert sun has not been kind to you at all. As the group of you are making your way down this dusty desert road, the dune up ahead seems to have obscured the trail, like it just kind of blew over the trail. But you can tell that the trail does continue onward, and you've encountered many of these dunes on your travels. But this one is slightly different, in that as you approach it, the sands suddenly shift. And bursting out of the sand is a scorpion. And not any ordinary scorpion, a very large scorpion. One that is fully 10 feet long.
Oh no.
And there isn't one of them. You quickly come to realize there are 3 of them. These scorpions come skittering out of the sand, crawling down across the dune, their stingers waving hypnotically in the radiant desert sun, their pincers clicking and clacking as they make their way up towards you. And at that, we're going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Well, that didn't take very long, did it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, I just rolled a nat 20.
Oh, nice. First one.
Oh, wow. Wow, thanks, roll 20. Oh, no, let me see. Yeah, I did that.
Well, and then for initiative, we're going to be adding our dex modifier.
You should have an initiative score listed. Generally speaking, it is your perception.
Oh, right.
So, remember, in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, whenever you need to roll initiative, usually it's a perception check.
That's
However,
right, you choose the skill.
Depending on your action, you may roll a different skill. So if you were, say, ranging forward from the group and trying to hide in the underbrush, you might roll stealth instead. If you were following tracks and hoping to avoid the monsters getting the jump on you, you might roll survival. There's a bunch of different things you can roll. But in this case, we're going to keep it nice and simple, and everybody can just go ahead and roll perception. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for the scorpions here. And let's see. The scorpion got... that's not too good. Oh, nope, there it is. It did auto-populate. Okay, that's great. Pharrell, what did you get?
A nat 20, so adding perception would be 32.
A
Good Lord.
32, that is a very, very good initiative score.
Thank
Dundum.
Yes, I got an 18 plus a 10, so 28.
28, also very, very, very good. Hachi, your initiative.
I got a 16 plus 10, so that is 26. And this feels very OP, just right out the gate, but I'm just going to say this.
We are level 6.
I know.
Well, you did. You're
it's
adding
exciting.
10 to these, but everyone's rolling in the high teens. So yeah, you're
That's true.
crushing my ingot. What does ingot have?
Rolled a 15, but it's plus 11, so Ingot has a 26 as well. And Ingot's dex modifier is plus 1.
So in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, when two player characters are tied, they can decide which one of them goes first. That's fine. Yeah. We don't worry about tiebreakers. All right, so you all have. It's not that you exactly got the jump on the scorpions. They had to kind of unbury themselves from the sand. So the three of them are not going anytime soon, but they are looking menacing out there. Farrell, you have the initiative. It's your turn. You have 3 actions. What would you like to do?
I believe. First I'm on Fang's back, so I
Correct.
think I'm going to pull out my short sword. But I'm also wanting to tell everyone, cover your ears, and I want to cast Eidolon's Wrath. Of course, I'm going to say it wrong. Eidolon's.
Eidolon. Yeah.
Eidolon's Wrath.
Okay. So what does Eidolon's Wrath do?
And Eidolon's Wrath basically means I can make my Eidolon have a certain type of damage. For example, fire, ice, something like that. I have made him have sound damage.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sonic damage.
All right.
So whenever I say cover your ears, I mean I want my party to cover their ears, and he is going to howl and release his wrath. Yes.
All right.
And it causes sonic damage. It doesn't quite say how much damage it does. It says you determine the damage type when you gain the feat. So I'm going with sonic damage.
Yeah, so your Eidolon's Wrath is your focus. This is a focus power for you, correct?
Yeah, maybe I should have kept that in my
no
in my
worries.
back pocket.
Your Eidolon releases a powerful energy attack that deals 5d6 damage of the type you chose when you took the Eidolon's Wrath feat
5d6
with a basic reflex save. So here's the thing. The area for this is right around you. So you're going to want to save it until the enemies are right on top of you, looking at this.
I understand now. Okay.
Yeah,
So never mind. Don't cover your ears yet.
No, not yet. So
Take my fingers out of my ears.
You and your Eidolon do share actions. So you've drawn a weapon. That's one of your actions. You could have
Right.
the wolf move. You could cast a different spell. You could do lots of things.
How far
would you
away?
like to
How
do?
far away are the scorpions again?
Each
se?
square is 5 feet. So the nearest one is about 40 feet away. That would be this one over here.
So instead of my short sword, I'm gonna pull up my staff, which at the end of my
Okay.
staff is also a halfling sling, which I am
Sure.
an halfling sling staff, which is what I have a lot of practice in apparently in my while growing up in the jungles, and I'm going to ready a ranged attack with that instead.
Okay. So you draw the halfling sling staff, you load it, and you can make an attack.
Yes, I can. And I shall.
All right, let me roll my D10. Oh boy. Oh, okay.
You got to start with an
Well,
attack
first I have to
roll
roll.
there, bud.
First, I have to roll a d20. I was rolling damage.
Yeah.
I was very excited. Well,
Yeah.
that's even worse.
No worries.
Oh no! I rolled a 2. 13.
A 13. All right, so
Total.
you break out your staff, you pull back the stone and let loose at the nearest scorpion. The stone goes sailing far and wide, landing in a nearby dune. The scorpion skitters, but that did not manage to do any harm. And that is
Then I
going
call
to
out-
be the end. Yeah?
I call it.
That was your warning shot.
You're
You
not
better run
sure
away.
you're not sure if the scorpion was very intimidated by that. Because it can't make facial expressions. It's
There's
an
more
insect.
rocks where
All
that
right.
came from.
That would be the end of Farrell's turn. Next up, Dondum.
So Don is going to look at this scorpion that's directly in front of him and just turn around to the rest of the party and go, if we're not in Absalom, we can't call the pest control, so now we have to do it ourselves. All right. And I'm going to cast Magic Missile. I'm going to use all of my action economy here to use 3 and send
Yep.
those bolts sailing towards that. Let me see if I can show
All right.
you on the map here. The one right up here.
Yeah, not fantastic. Yeah, I can see that. So is this a 3rd level spell slot for you?
I believe I'm using it 3rd, yes.
3rd. All right. So
Yes.
because it's a 3rd level spell slot, you get more than just 3 missiles. You get 6. Because when you cast Magic Missile as a 3rd level spell, you get 2 missiles per action. So you
Ooh.
get 6 missiles that you can throw at that scorpion. So that will do 6d4 plus 6. All 6 of those missiles go zooming around the sand and slam into its shell.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
an
over
auto
here
hit
picking
too.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah. So I'm picking up dice like Infinity Stones over here. Let me make sure I've got everything. All right, let's go. Clap. So let's do 1. All right, 3, 7. So that's 10. There. I'm working here. 1 second.
Yeah.
No worries. No worries. Yeah, the Magus really shines when you can get into melee combat, but boy, yeah, that distance is just too far here on the first round, yeah.
Right. So this is going to be an 18 total of damage as I'm sending
18
these
damage.
6. Yes.
So you hit it for 18 damage. You see those missiles slam into its kind of dark brown carapace, and it cracks open in spots, and kind of milky white liquid comes leaking out. But it doesn't look like that did it in. It's still skittering forward on its many, many legs. And that is the end of Don's turn. Next up, Ingot.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to ask, what do Don's missiles look like? Because I feel like it's customized for each character.
Generally speaking, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're just like this light blue with an even lighter blue at the core of it, as they are just sent out. They almost seem to come from under like his sleeves as he's throwing those out.
Nice.
With a big burst of fireworks. Yes.
It's like you're throwing cards, yeah.
Yeah. Ingot is he has his crystals. There's a lot of jewelry and things like that that's around him, and this is sort of how he has his spell book. And he's looking through them, and you can see that he is preparing, and the energy that comes out of this crystal begins to go around Ingot and then expand outward. And he's casting first Protective Ward, which is a single action spell. So for right now, it's everyone within 5 feet, but it'll grow. The radius will increase 5 feet each round. And it'll give a +1 to AC for everybody that's within that. As a second action, he's also going to quick cast the cantrip Shield, giving himself a +1 to his AC. And then as the third action, I'm going to have him just step forward a bit right there to get in the middle of everybody.
Okay, so you've started Protective Ward. I am going to go ahead and let's see if we can put a... Let's see if this works. There we are.
Ooh, fancy!
Yeah. So you now have a 5-foot radius Protective Ward around you. Every round when you concentrate, so that will take one of your actions, the radius will grow another 5 feet. So, but for now, everyone in that kind of yellow area will get a +1 bonus to AC. So you moved up, you cast Shield, your turn is over. Hachi.
Okay, I have a question. Is my shield the same as his shield spell?
Yes.
Excellent. It only takes... Good.
Yeah, so the shield is it's going to give you a shield bonus to your AC. That will actually stack with the protective ward, I believe.
Yes.
That was the question. I raise 3 of my tails, and a beam comes out, and it looks like kind of like a furry shield comes around us. And I cast shield. That's one action. And then I would also like for my attack, I'd like to do Vomit Swarm. So this should be a 30-foot cone. However, I took a reach spell feat that makes all my spells plus 30-foot range, so it's 60 feet. So it should be able to yes.
So that is a meta magic feat. Reach spell is. So for you to use it, you have to spend an action to use it. So if you wanted to not cast shield, you could use it.
Let's do that. I won't cast shield at the beginning. I misread that thing altogether. What a feat.
Yeah, no worries.
It seemed a little too OP. Okay. So I'll use the reach spell, and then I'll cast Vomit Swarm, which is fine.
All right.
So gross sounding.
Yeah. So I open my mouth, and it looks like my jaw unhinges, and it just opens like this big beam, and the swarm that comes out like a bunch of white icy worms just goes spraying out like da-da-da-da-da-da. And that is going to be a reflex save, please.
So I'm assuming because where you're positioned, you're targeting this one over here.
That is correct. Do you move a little bit?
Well, you can't move because if you do, then you don't have the three actions. That's the tricky part about using the meta magic.
That's true.
So,
okay.
I will say you can probably hit this one without hitting anybody else in the party, because actually, Farrell is technically on Fang.
I love that. Love to see it.
So you do have a bit more space there. So you can get. I believe you are fine on this. I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, you're fine. So you are within range. You vomit out a bunch of icy worms at that scorpion over there. Everyone is terrified by this, me included. And that is going to do 2d8 piercing damage.
If it fails its reflex save.
Well, it's a basic reflex save, so I might take half no matter what. So go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay, that is 2... What'd you just say? 2d8. All right. I'm a little dyslexic. 2d8, right? 2d8.
We all are on Wednesdays. Don't worry about it. So
That's
6. What's your save DC?
It is on the top of my sheet. 18.
18. No, it's got to be higher than 18. I'm just thinking about it. It has to be higher than 18 because it's going to be 6 plus 2. That's 18 by itself plus your int modifier?
4.
4. So it's 22.
Oh, neat. Right. I'm getting mad.
No worries. No worries. In this case, I still made it, but I will take half damage. And all creatures that fail their saving throw become sick 1. I did not fail, so I'm just going to take the damage. All right.
Okay. Also, because my familiar is on my shoulder, little bug. Little bug is just angry. It's swearing. It does not want to be here. It's so mad. I don't have to, because I have a, what's it called? A special, familiar. He can take an action by himself without me commanding him.
Yes.
So, can he take a 2-action thing, or does it have to be a 1-action thing? What does it mean he can take a free action?
Well, he can take action. Sorry, what was that again? It allows him to take 1 action without being commanded?
I believe so. So that would just be a little one?
Yeah, he could move, or he could maybe ferret something out of your pouch and hand it to you, but that's going to be about it.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was just checking. And he doesn't do anything. He just is I hate this. It'll be over soon.
Yeah, you probably don't want to send it out against giant scorpions. Speaking of which, the giant scorpions now go. So, the giant scorpions have a speed of 40. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one will move to there. So we'll start with that one. The scorpion is going to come charging up, and it is going to attempt to sting Feral.
With a +1 to your AC.
Thank you.
Here it comes. Armor class 30. I rolled a 19 plus 11. I'm going to wager that that's a hit.
Yeah, did he not like my rock?
He apparently did not like the rock. No. He is going to do 8 points of damage to you with that stinger, but as the stinger pierces your shoulder, you feel a burning sensation run up and down your arm. I am going to need you to make a fortitude saving throw.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
No, early.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It's fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Fingers crossed.
It'll be
TPK
fine.
in episode 1.
I need to get my own dice out because I'm rolling not well. 18. I rolled a 6, but my fortitude's pretty high.
An 18 is exactly what you needed. You managed to resist the poison. And it only has one action left, and with its final action, it is going to attack you with a pincer. Here it comes.
Wait,
Armor class 19.
Ooh. You might beat
that's
that.
going to miss.
No, I have 21.
Nice.
21.
I have 21.
So the pincer comes dodging out for you, but you and Wolf move as one and dodge out of the way. That is the end of the first scorpion's turn. The next scorpion, we're going to have this guy go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's going to move to there. And Dundum, the scorpion, strikes out at you with its stinger. Here it comes. Did I just roll a 30 again?
What?
No, you did not. Yes, it appears so, and that hits, of course.
My streak of bribing roll 20 continues to pay off. I get nothing but good rolls from roll 20. Yeah, no, I just send him a check every month, and all my rolls are 19s. So that is going to hit Dund. I'm going to wager that's not a critical hit. Your AC is over 20, right?
Yes, it is right now.
Yeah.
Thanks to Ingot.
Yeah.
Oh, it was close.
Yes, very close.
All right. So that is going to hit for 11 points of damage, and I'm going to need Don to make a fortitude save as well, as the stinger hits you in the abdomen, and you feel a burning sensation.
18.
18 is just enough to avoid taking poison damage. And with my third action, I will attack you with a pincer as well. Here it comes.
Yep.
Armor class 11 sounds like it's going to be a pretty bad miss. As a matter of fact, that's a critical failure.
Yes.
Indeed.
The pincer falls
I'm
off.
going to wager. Yeah, you don't have anything that triggers on a critical failure, I don't wager. So that is going to be the end of that scorpion's turn. The final scorpion. Let me go ahead and measure this. Oh, yeah. He's going to have to spend 2 actions just moving. All right. So the last scorpion comes zooming up to the group, and unfortunately, Dond, it's going to attempt to sting you again.
I'm so attractive. Wow.
It's true. They're attracted by your curvy locks. Here comes the stinger.
Oh God!
Everyone.
Wow.
That's a 21. Does that hit?
That gets it.
That gets it exactly.
Yes, exactly.
All right. The stinger dodges out at you and manages to strike. Take another 8 points of damage, and I'm going to need you to make another fortitude save.
Oh,
Gotcha. All right. Okay, yeah, that one is a 26 on the fortitude save. Okay.
26 crushes it. entirely, you are fine on that front. That you do not feel that poison at all. All right, that is the end of the scorpion's turn. That wasn't so bad. They just came up to give you some desert greeting. That's a thing, right?
I don't like it.
All right. Next up, we are back at the top of the order. Feral, they are right up on you now. The scorpions are right there.
Yeah, actually, I should have probably done this from the start. I'd like to shoot a lightning bolt.
All right. A lightning bolt could work out really, really well for you. You might want to try and move first to get a good line.
Yeah. Can I use Fang's action to move?
Sure. Yeah, well, you're on Fang, so you can certainly make Fang move, and that would give you a better line.
Because if I can move... Let's see, if I moved this way, I might be able to hit both of them. Right?
Or even
You
all
might be
three.
able to, yeah.
All three, if I can angle it. I have electric
depends if you-
arc. I have electric arc.
Oh, you're going to electric arc, or is this lightning bolt?
I'm gonna electric arc. I think that would be better, right?
Might be.
I don't know what my voice is right now.
Lightning bolt.
I'm so excited.
Lightning bolt certainly can do more damage, but electric arc is a very good spell.
Yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to shoot electric arc so it leaps from one target to another.
All right.
It can
Which,
do one to
which-
two creatures.
Which two creatures are you going to target here?
I'm going to move this
All right.
way and shoot this one and the one right behind it.
So this one and this one?
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, so Farrell, I'm going to go ahead and move you with Fang there, because the two of you go together. Yeah, no worries. Your tokens are just stacked on top of each other because you're riding. So you move to that location and you cast Electric Arc. However, when you do so, the scorpion strikes out at you because it has attack of opportunity. So
course.
it is going to attempt to hit you with a stinger. Here it comes. 17. That's a very poor roll. I'm going to wager that misses.
It does.
All right, so the stinger goes striking out at you, but it misses, hitting the sand next to you, blasting you with a spray of sand. But your spell goes off. What's the spell going to do? What kind of damage are we looking at here?
That's a great question.
Okay, it's 1d4 plus my spell casting ability modifier.
Yes. However, you are also casting third level spells, so it's actually going to do 3d4 plus your ability modifier, I think.
Yes, it will. Oh, that's right, because I've heightened it. Yep.
Yeah, it's heightened to third.
3d4. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6 total on the die. And then what is my? So I have so many pages. I apologize. I'm trying to find where my numbers are.
For a witch, your spellcasting ability modifier, I believe, is intelligence. If I recall correctly.
I am not a witch.
Oh,
I'm not a witch.
There it is.
I think it's charisma. I think it's charisma.
It is charisma as a summoner, of course. Yeah.
So it's 4.
So it's going to be whatever
Okay,
your
perfect.
4. Okay. So,
Excellent. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Math,
Fantastic.
Everyone.
All right.
10
so
points of damage.
both of them are going to need to make reflex saves. What's your save DC? I'm going to wager it's probably, 22?
It is.
Yeah.
My spell DC, yes, 22.
All right. The one closest to you is going to make it. The one further away is going to fail. So the one that is close to you is going to take 5 points of damage. And the one that is further away is going to take 10. That caused their carapace to spark and crackle as it hit. But they are both still alive. All right. that is the end of Farrell's turn. Dondoom.
I want to get a little clser now. See if I can do some melee here.
Uh-oh.
I'm moving in. I'm moving in.
My ward.
Oh, the spellcaster's like, ooh, no.
It's still within
So
reach, so I might be able to move back.
Yeah.
So, you were where? Right here?
Yeah, right in there.
So,
So 5, 10.
you've seen these things take attacks of opportunity. It might be safer for you to just take a step to one of these two. That way you don't provoke.
Got you. Even if I'm not moving out.
It's your first second edition combat. I'll be nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So it's not just moving out. It's just like
Yeah, moving through their threatened area because they have reach, right?
At all.
And
Got you. Okay,
and they have attacks of opportunity. Most monsters in second edition don't have attacks of opportunity, but these do. So
yes,
here we are.
How
Okay, cool.
convenient.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
that's
as
my one act of kindness for the stream. So you just use it. I'm just so you know.
Oh no, it's only 6:40. We have like 2.5 more hours.
Yeah, no, it's nothing but mean from here on out. Nothing but benevolence. All right. Okay. So you take a step up, and
I'm gonna spell
what would you like
strike.
to do next? Spell
Yeah.
strike. Yeah, here it is. All right.
Indeed.
So, spell strike is going to allow you to cast any attack spell that has 1 or 2 actions to cast. You get to cast that spell and make a melee strike, and if the strike hits, it delivers the spell as well. And you get all of that for just 2 actions.
Awesome.
Which is exactly how many you have left, so that's convenient.
That's exactly yeah. So
All right, so
All
what
right.
spell are you going to cast?
I'm gonna cast Shocking Grasp as I send this blue electric energy directly into the short sword that I am holding.
All right, so you are casting Shocking Grasp. This spell, what level did you cast this at? Is this one a 2 or a 3? You only have 1 third level slot left. Which one did you prepare this in?
I prepared this one. I'm also gonna just use the third again.
The 3rd again? Okay, so this was prepared as a 3rd. All right, so you are going to do... Oh my god, if this hits,
A lot.
it's ridiculous. But you have to hit first.
Yep. Okay.
So let's do that attack roll.
Boom. So that is a 16 plus
Oh,
the
please.
15.
Oh, good. 31.
Yeah, 31.
Well, London, welcome to Pathfinder. That's a
Yay.
critical hit.
Boom! Thank you.
So
All right.
that is a titanic hit. That is going to do a ridiculous amount of damage. So here's what this is going to do. You're going to do your normal damage for, what is it, a short sword?
Yeah. It's
So that is-
+1 striking short sword at that.
Okay, so it's going to do 2d6 plus your strength or dex modifier, whichever one's higher.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. All right, 2d6 is
Sorry,
that?
it should be your strength modifier now that I think about it. What am I saying?
Yep. Cool. So that is that's 9 plus 4, 13.
13. Now roll 4d12.
That's so many.
That's so many.
So to start off, that's 15 plus
The noise.
15 plus 6 more. 21.
21.
So
21.
21 plus, how much was the initial damage? It was, you rolled 2d6 plus...
That was 13, wasn't it?
Yeah, so 9 plus 4, 13.
13 plus 21 is
34.
35.
Oh, 35.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Math.
It's being
It's a
doubled to either 68 or 70. So
It's
it doesn't
dead.
matter. You walk up and literally cut this thing in half, and the
Yay.
electricity blows it up. It literally explodes as you hit it. It showers all of you in shards of its shell and sizzling hot white goo as it explodes.
Well, the shield is up. To be fair.
Yeah, no, that helped.
I'm not in
out of
the
it.
shield anymore.
My curls need washed. Yeah, they're in trouble.
I've already washed my hair this year.
Remember how I said that scorpions don't have facial expressions because they're just shells? The one next to it just looked over like, what? What just happened? Its tiny little black eyes are just like, oh, that's not good.
Gotta go fast.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the end of Don Doom's turn.
What a turn.
Why do I even do anything? I should just buff him, huh?
Doom.
You can buy me a drink later.
Yeah.
That is the delight of the Magus is you can hit something really, really, really hard. You just can't do it all the time because in fact you can now not use your spell strike again until you recharge it in one of a few different ways, and we'll go over that when it's your turn again. But next up, it is Ingot's turn.
Yes.
Ingot.
First
What do
off,
you got going
Ingot
on?
is going to concentrate and expand Ingot's protective ward for one
Fantastic.
action. And then sort of assessing the situation, if Ingot remembers right, the one that's further away has taken less damage than the one that's next to Fang and Feral, correct?
The one that is further away has taken a little bit more damage, yes.
A little bit more damage. Okay. So Ingot is going to grab, there's sort of like this sickly green quartz that's hanging off of his belt, and he pulls it up into one hand and sort of cocks it. And as he does, there's this green light that comes out, and a bow forms in his hand. He pulls back and fires an acid arrow at this thing in front of him.
Yay.
Nice.
Dun, dun. So it's a ranged hit.
Yep.
Does an 18 hit?
An 18 is going to be just short.
Please.
No. Remember before when I said my one act of benevolence? Yeah, it's gone now,
Yeah.
so that misses.
Oh no.
No, that's going to come up just shy. Your bolt of acid goes sailing past the scorpion, landing in the sand, making a pretty piece of glass.
Yeah.
But
Landing
not
right by the
hurting
rock
the
that I
scorpion.
missed.
Yeah.
It's just a collection of failed attacks. It's over there.
Yeah.
So that was 2 of your actions. I believe you still have 1 left. I'm not sure if you want to do anything with it. You can always throw up another shield.
Concentrating and expanding is one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's right. There you go. I always forget that.
I got you.
I remind
Yeah.
folks of it, but I forget to count it myself. All right.
All good.
Hachi, we are over to you.
I'm gonna do some stuff. So I reach into one of my many furs in my tail, and I pull out a little, looks like a tiny little thin wand, and I point it between both of these guys right there. And I'm
All right.
going to cast with it. It is a 2nd level wand, and it holds a sound burst. So I do it there so that it does a 10-foot burst in that range. And they must make a fortitude saving throw, or else they will cacophonous noise blast out, dealing 2d10 sonic damage. Cacophonous.
All right.
What's
So
that mean?
they need to make what was that? Was that will saves?
Fortitude.
Fortitude saves. All right.
Fortitude, yes.
So here we go. Fortitude save number 1 is a 24. The second fortitude save is a 30. Oh boy.
Easy crazy.
My dice are still on fire, kind of, and along with that one scorpion, very on fire.
Well, they still take half damage, though, right?
Okay.
Indeed.
Okay.
They do
I'll
take
roll
half
my
damage,
2d10. Okay, here we go. What the heck? Roll 20. I rolled 2d10. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Whoa.
So
No!
I need to get my real dice back out. Where are they? They're somewhere in this house. So that was fun. I wasted a pretty powerful spell.
Yeah, your sound burst ended up being more like a sound whimper there
It
on
was
that
just
one.
like a small fart sound erupted
Yeah,
out of the wand.
Someone sat on the tiniest whoopee cushion.
I curse the wizard that sold me this piece of shit. I will use my other action. I will use my other action to command my familiar this time, giving it 2 actions. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so my familiar is going to cast Chilling Darkness. It has a range of 120 feet. So I'd like it to hit the one.
So your familiar knows your spells, but it cannot cast your spells because it has no
I thought
spell.
it had its own thing. I thought it had its own thing.
No. That would be ridiculously good.
Oh, it has a breath. It has a breath weapon.
It does. Yeah, no, that's true.
Okay, it's not really. We're not really within 10 feet, but could it?
If you wanted to, you could step closer so that next turn it could use that ability.
Okay. Do I want to step closer? So
All
my
you
armor
have to
class
do
is
is
10,
get
by the way.
closer to the scorpion.
Okay,
Well,
I'm a chill.
you could get closer to the scorpion, right?
I think I'm gonna just stay here and be safe in my little cone of fun. I might even take a step back, actually. I'll do that. I'll take one little step backwards. But
All
stay
right.
inside this. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna. You guys just take care of
so
it.
instead
You
of
are
getting
doing
closer,
great.
you're going to get less close. All right, yeah, no, that makes sense. All right. Farrell, it is
I
your
believe
turn.
in you, team.
Excellent. Watching my lovely witch friend attempt a noise spell and it failing miserably makes me remember that I can finally use Eidolon's Wrath now that they're close.
In a beam, right?
It is true.
Not necessarily a beam. I am going to warn y'all and tell you to cover your ears once more. I'll be like,
Remember that time I looked at all of you and said, cover your ears. Cover your ears now.
and
Okay.
I'm going
Are
to
you sure?
have.
Yeah.
Yep, this time I'm very sure.
And I'm going to cast with my Eidolon's Wrath as sonic damage, and he's going to howl like he's never howled before.
All right. Well, so your companions can cover their ears, but they're still going to have to make a save for me. But Dondoom is outside the area, so I think Dondoom is safe.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's 40 feet, correct? Yeah.
It's a 20-foot radius
20 foot.
emanation that deals the 5d6 damage to everyone within 20 feet.
Oh gosh. Sorry,
But
everyone.
you are gonna get both the scorpions with this.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
All right.
All right.
So
heal
what
you
sort
later.
of save is it?
So this is a reflex save. And I believe the DC is going to be 22. It's probably 22 for all of you.
I have 24 as an expert, I think.
Oh, you might be an expert. Yeah, some classes might bump up to expert by now. So, all right. So, everybody want to go ahead and roll those reflex saves? Bonnie, do you want to go ahead and roll the damage? It's 5d6.
Yes, that was. Yes, I'm gonna do that right now.
All right.
One at a time.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh. Good lord.
That's 18 plus something, right?
Let's see here. 10.
18.
All right. So, yeah, that's going to look like 18 points of sonic damage. Hachi, what's your total come out to? Because I'm wagering 12 is just what you rolled.
Yes, it's 22.
22. All right. So you're going to make it. Ingot, what did you get?
16.
Yay!
16 sounds like you're going to take the 18
Ingot rolled
points
a
of damage.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought we were so cool at the beginning of this game. Like less than an hour ago, we were like, "Wow, we're so OP!" meh."
You were like
Idiot.
that.
Yep, that's describing me. Yeah. Oh.
It's fine. You're all doing great. Trust me. The scorpion that is near you critically failed its saving throw and is going to take double damage.
Sweet.
Worth it shatters. The sound that ripples out of the wolf causes its carapace to crack, rend, and fall apart.
Like a little glass in an opera.
The other scorpion made its saving throw and is going to take half damage.
Oh, so it doesn't explode.
And it is still alive. All right, so Ingot, you took your damage. Pharrell,
Yes.
did you roll your saving throw?
Oh, I didn't think about that. Are you sure?
I am
Betrayal.
Wait, I was out of that too, right? I wasn't.
You were out.
No, you're fine. Yeah,
Yes,
you're
right,
outside the
right.
radius.
Just
You-
you.
you-
What is
you-
this?
You heard the
Is this a
loud
reflex
noise,
save?
but you were
Okay.
you were outside the area.
Oh my god. This is how we all
This is
die.
not Pharaoh's day.
Can I quickly get some mud and put them in my healing mud?
Oh no! You're done.
So, at this point in time, I will remind all of you that you did start this game with 1 hero point, and because it is the first session, I will give you
I
an
have
additional
halfling luck.
hero point. So everyone
I
has
have halfling
2
luck.
hero points. Oh, and you have halfling luck. There you go.
I have halfling luck.
One more time.
So you want to re-roll that
All right,
saving throw?
Springy.
Baby?
I would like to re-roll my critical failure because I have to take. I mean, I have to take the neck. I have to take whatever roll it is, and it can't be worse than a 1.
Right.
You know.
You say that.
Here I go.
Oh no! How?
What?
Okay.
How
All
is
right.
this possible?
Why did I get my real dice out? I don't want to use the app anymore.
Well,
It's definitely being mean.
so you had a bad day.
Camera don't lie.
Take 36 points of damage.
Oh no! I went black and white. I went black and white.
How much damage?
36.
That's too many.
Are
You know
you?
what? I'm gonna tag myself out of this fight now. All right. Go ahead.
Are,
Take care of this other fellow.
Are you still? Are you and the Eidolon still conscious?
How much? How much is this? You said it was 30. What was it? Sorry.
36.
36 plus the 8 I already took. I have quite a few hit points. So I'm still okay,
Right.
but that
Yeah.
hurt.
One of the things
Oh my
about
God.
summoners that makes them work, they have to share hit points. The Eidolon and the summoner share a pool of hit points, but the summoner gets 10 hit points per level to kind of help make that work. So you got a lot of hit points, but not if you're rolling saving throws like that. You're not. So
Okay. I still am at like 34, so I'm still kicking,
Yeah.
just not kicking as high. My little legs
Yeah.
don't go very high to begin with. I'm kind of just trudging.
and you are absolutely covered from top to bottom in scorpion goo from that one that exploded right in front of you.
Oh boy. Well, there goes my halfling luck.
All
I'll
right.
just mute myself.
You know, it occurs to me that Scorpion did technically have an attack of opportunity that it didn't take. You know what? I'm going to be kind. I forgot to take it, so I'm going to let you slide on that one. They're scorpions. They're not that tactically minded. But I'm not going to forget anymore. That's two acts of
Everybody
benevolence
gets one.
in one day. I must be off
Right.
my game. This is what I get for not having run Pathfinder on a stream for a few months. I get soft. So soft. All right.
Who's keeping track, really?
Yeah, the people in chat,
chat
are, that's
is.
for sure.
Oh,
What's
They
up,
are-
chat? How
they
you
are-
guys doing?
They are calling for blood. All right.
Oh no!
So, That was Pharrell. I believe that is the end of your. Did you still have one more action left?
You know what? I do, and I would like to cast.
God.
Oh, you know what? No, I was gonna heal myself, but screw that. I want to lightning bolt this.
Is it a one
After you
action?
do that with, yeah, is it one? Is it one action?
Oh, it doesn't. I don't have it. One,
It's a 2-action spell, I think.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt is. Oh, I think you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I can cast my cantrip of healing plaster.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm
fine.
What's that do for you?
It's gonna help a little bit, that's for sure. Let's see. Let me figure out what page that's on. I have all my pages here, so I can make sure I'm giving my accurate description of everything. I'm going to take some dirt out of my pouch that I have alongside of me, spit into it, and make some mud, because I can transport mud into healing plaster to treat wounds, and I'm just gonna plug it into my ears.
All right.
So now are you deafened one, or what is this condition?
Yeah. Don't.
Well, I'm healing my eardrums with mud.
So healing plaster is a new spell from Secrets of Magic. It's a cantrip that allows you to, without a first aid kit, create a tool that allows you to do first aid. So that's its big benefit. But at 3rd level, it also gives you a +1 bonus to the medicine check. So that's handy. So you have this pile of healing mud, and on your next turn, you can use it to patch up your wounds, right? By making a medicine
Okay, cool.
check.
If anyone needs some, there's plenty more where that came
Gross.
from.
Yeah.
No, thank
Who wants more mud mixed probably with some amount of scorpion goo?
Oh, yeah.
It's delicious. All right. Okay, that was Pharrell's turn. Next up, this one last poor scorpion. He is. It is staring at all of you. It is going to skitter forward to Doom, despite the fact that it just saw its scorpion friend. Do scorpions have friends? I don't know. I don't think scorpions have friends. Anyway, he's going to skitter up to Dond and is going to attack with his stinger. Here it comes. That is another 30. How is that happening?
Fair.
I don't know.
I
just rolled 19.
Boycott.
That's all
Boycott.
that happens.
I get
There's some
2
cheat codes
ones
being
in a
put in
row. No.
Yeah, you get 2
Boo-boo
ones in
day.
a row, and I get the 19s. That's how it works. All right, so that is going to hit Dond for 10 points of damage.
Got you. All right, and then Fortitude save.
That's right. Yep.
That is, what is that? 18 plus 12, 30.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. All right, you are absolutely fine. And then with its final action, it's going to attempt to grab you or attack you with a pincer.
Nope.
But an armor class of 15 isn't going to do it. So there we are.
Yes!
All right.
So
Dawn is just bounding out of the way of that.
Yeah, you nimbly kind of roll out of the way of that pincer before it can get a hold of you. So that is the end of my only scorpion's turn. Doom, it is now over to you. Now, last time you used your spell strike, so you cannot use it again until one of 2 things happens. Either you spend 1 action to regain the ability, you recharge it by spending an action and kind of focusing on your blade, or you cast a spell, a conflux spell, which is one of your focus spells as a magus. It's your turn. You have 3 actions. What would you like to do?
I'm weighing the possibilities right now. I think Don would just... It's controversial, but I would like to get closer.
Yeah.
And go in with my sword.
Yeah.
So that was one action.
Always
and then,
that solution, which is making attacks.
Yeah, hit it with the
I'll
pointy
do that
end.
one now. Cool. So that is what's that? 25.
A 25 will hit. You manage to kind of get up between its carapace and drive the blade into its gooey insides. Go ahead and deal, what is that, 2d6 plus your strength?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that is 11.
11 points of damage. The scorpion kind of hisses and chitters at that. It looks very badly hurt, but it is still up and fighting. You have one action left. You can attack again. However, if you do so, you will take a penalty.
That's true. I can recharge the spell strike with the 1.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
And I will do that as I focus in now with it in sight.
All right. You concentrate on your blade and recharge your spell strike ability. That is the end of your turn. Next up, Ingot. This scorpion looks badly hurt, but it is still up and fighting. What do you got?
Yes, Ingot will stand his ground. He plants his feet further into the rock in the desert, and the protective ward expands out further, expending 1 action. He then grabs for a trusty, clear crystal that he always has near his wrist, and at first level, he cracks it and casts the Ray of Frost at this scorpion.
The freezing ray shoots out from your crystal, and you can see it causing a hazy distortion in the hot desert air.
A 28 to hit this scorpion.
A 28 is a solid hit and just shy of a critical, but it is a hit.
Beans. Okay.
Just shy.
And then, because I cast it at first level, it's 2d4 plus 4 for me. Grab that. So that's 9 points of cold damage.
9 points of cold damage. It is a desert creature, but it is not particularly vulnerable to cold, so it will take the 9 points of damage. This scorpion looks like it is on its last legs, but it is still barely standing. It is leaking viscous white fluid from all of its joints. Its stinger is kind of waving back and forth haphazardly, but it is still fighting. Ingot, that was 2 of your actions, or did you concentrate?
All
did you
3.
continue to concentrate? Okay.
Yep.
So you concentrated. I'm going to go ahead and increase the radius of that to 15 feet for you.
Thank you
There
so
you
much.
go.
Now, everyone get in.
Oh, I never
Hachi,
left.
we are back to you. Hachi, this thing is nearly dead. What do you got for me?
All right, I guess I'll help. I move a little tiny bit. Oh, there we go. So that the line does not intersect. Let me double check this so I don't murder anybody. Perfect. I'm going to cast Grim Tendril.
Uh-oh.
Yes, Grim Tendril. It is a fortitude save. Tendrils of darkness curl out from my fingers and race through the air. I can deal 2d4 negative damage and 1 persistent bleed damage to living creatures in the line. If they
I'm going to go ahead and
do not
make
make the
that fortitude save, and I think I just made it.
Oh, well.
A 24. Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. This is out of control. I will roll my 2d4 anyway. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
7.
it's a basic save.
Lovely.
7. So that's going to get halved. This scorpion looks so badly hurt. It looks like a stiff desert wind could knock it over.
Goodness gracious! I was so close.
Like had that pebble hit earlier, it would be dead. I think that might have been the other one, but still.
Okay.
Had it
I'm gonna
tripped
use
this morning, getting out of bed, it would be dead.
Ooh, don't do this. Yeah, I'll use my last action to do 1 magic missile at it.
Yeah.
Just come on!
Fair.
It's like flicking a rock at it.
Yeah.
All right. You see that it is so badly hurt, and you're just like, no, and you throw 1 magic missile at it.
And that's a 4 total. Does that do
And
anything?
it's both of its claws are around Dundum and its tail, and it's wavering and barely able to stay on its feet, and that 1 missile just hits it in the side of the head, and it just slumps down into the desert sand. And that
Nice shot.
is the end of the scorpion.
Oh,
it.
man.
Woo, Slow,
I had my rock loaded.
For what?
I had the rock loaded on my halfling sling, ready to take the kill shot.
Oh, I keep forgetting that's a weapon. I just thought it was garbage, but okay.
So, so the three scorpions lie dead on the desert floor. Two of them are kind of exploded. Like the sonic and the electricity just caused them to basically shatter. Their carapace just kind of coming undone. But the third one is still there. Three gigantic scorpions of this size. That's quite unusual to see scorpions this big, especially so close to a settlement, because you could see the town in the distance. Like it's not far away.
We are lucky that civilians did not run into these, as it was tough even for us.
Oh yes,
Indeed.
I feel like Pharaoh. Are you okay? You seemed really
What?
covered in bug guts. You're
What?
really covered in bug guts.
I think it's in your
Let
ear,
me take the
Farrell.
mud out
It's
my
the-
ears. Hold on.
Whoa, disgusting.
Now,
You
mud is for
seem-
masks,
okay.
okay? Not earplugs.
So
Perhaps-
you do have the healing mud. If you would like to go ahead and make some medicine checks, you can do that.
Oh yes, I would like that. Anyone else need a little pick me up?
Yes, from you. Thank you.
Oh, actually, yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, I'm good. I didn't really do too much.
So, I do have the ability to. It looks like to heal more than one person. I guess I could just keep the healing. I could use the healing plaster as much as I want, right?
Yeah, you
Is
can kind of go
Yeah.
from person to person and heal them. The bigger question is, what's your proficiency level on medicine? Are you an expert?
14. Oh yeah. Yes, I'm an expert.
Okay, so an expert means that you can attempt. What's your total bonus? 14, you said?
14. Mm-hmm.
All right. So when healing folks, you have two options. You can either go for kind of the sure thing and heal them for, a modest amount. You're going to heal them for 2d8 most of the time. You can do that, or you can try a bit of a harder check and maybe heal them for 2d8 plus 10. Right, so you can either go for the
Ooh.
DC 15 medicine or the DC 20 medicine because you're an expert. You can kind of try to do a bit more triage instead of just bandaging them up. Your choice.
I'm real scared. I'm real scared after rolling on roll 20 these past few
Yeah.
times. But honestly, I could probably use the more because I took.
You just have
over
to get a
40
6 or
hits.
better.
Yeah, remember, you can only treat someone using the medicine skill once per hour. It takes about 10 minutes to treat them, and then in another hour you can do it again. So
But I can use healing plaster on them, right? And-
healing plaster just replaces the medicine kit or the healer's kit that you normally need to perform this check. You can't just walk up to somebody and just pat them on the arm and
Just
be like,
slap mud on
"You're
them
healed."
because that's what I was going to do.
yeah, you need bandages and things like that, but you have healing mud, so you can wipe desert goo on people and make them feel better.
Like you do.
Like you do.
Okay, well
Yeah.
then so I can only do a medicine check on one of us.
So
now.
you can go from person to person and make a check on each person.
I would like to do that. Me first.
All right.
Understandable.
I'm gonna do the. I will probably do the. I'll just do the 2d8
Sure.
and
Remember, the healing mud will give you a bonus of +1 because you're high enough level to get the heightened version.
well, I got 9 total, so woohoo!
All right.
You did it. What are you looking at? Minus
so you got-
37 right now?
You got 9 back. So
Yep.
you can continue making those checks on others. That's fine.
All right, let me do London next. Of course, he gets the high rolls. 13 for you. 13 points back for you.
Nice.
13.
Thank
yeah.
you so much, Farrell.
You're very welcome. Just let that mud sit nice and cool.
Does anyone else need to
it's-
be healed?
Wonderful.
Inget does.
All right, you next.
Yeah, Funny enough, it's all the people who were within range of the screaming wolf.
Weird.
Whoops. You get 10 back, Xander.
Thank you. We'll take it.
Well, while everyone's healing up, I'm gonna go do some detect magic in the area to see if there's any reason, any magical reason the buggies came out in such a force.
All right. Well, at your level, detect magic is going to give you a little bit of information, but not a lot. Detect magic at 3rd level kind of allows you to sense the presence of magic and maybe learn the school of the highest level of magical effect within range. So you cast this spell, and while you do sense magic in the area, it's powerful, but you're not getting a school. It's some magics are kind of more universal than others, and you're just kind of sensing innate magic that is just in the air. There's nothing about the scorpions that come up as magic, but I will say this. Do any of you have nature? The nature skill?
Farrell would, right?
I would assume so. Farrell, do you want to go ahead and make me a nature skill check, please?
I would love this.
It's almost like the magic is a secret. What?
I don't know. Maybe I just rolled a natural 1 again. I don't know. Maybe I have no idea what nature is.
Hey.
So you're looking at the scorpions and you're beginning to think, wait, are these big scorpions or did we shrink?
I'm always small. They always look big to me.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god, we've all shrunk. We're all now like this tall. That's clearly what's going on.
Smaller. Everyone's gotten smaller, which means I'm minuscule.
Okay,
That's right,
all right.
yeah.
Stop freaking out, Pharaoh. It's fine. You're gonna be okay.
Does anyone have a paper bag? Does anyone have
we're
a
not
paper
doing
bag?
that. No. Okay. You'll be okay, honey. I kind of like pet her hair.
It's covered in scorpion goo.
I take some samples for my studies of the scorpion goo and the scorpion bits.
Yeah, for your class in Scorpion University. Yeah, no, you can certainly collect them. Yeah.
Bug high.
Bug you. So you collect up some bits of these scorpions, and yeah, they're just weird. They're really big. Bigger than normal. I mean, there are things like giant scorpions, but 3 of them right in your town, that's kind of odd.
Yeah.
About how close are we to town? Would I be able to approximate that?
You climb up to the nearest dune and you're like half a mile away. Tops. The town is right there. You can see it. And in fact, from this distance, you can kind of make out the town, and you assume that it is the town of Zaltier. This is about where it should be. The town itself is a relatively modest affair. It's mostly one-story buildings made out of dried mud and clay. Most of them do not have sloped roofs. You're going to wager this place sees rain maybe once a year, and it's a rare event. However, it is on the banks of the Junira River, which probably floods, at least once or twice a year with the seasons. And along the banks of the river, there is a kind of a ribbon of green, as plants can live in that narrow band. But the town itself, you kind of expected kind of a drab desert town, but what is interesting is that even from this distance, you can see that the people of the town have given their town lots of shade with these large, colorful banners that kind of are stretched between, like canopies, stretched between the buildings. And even from here, you can see these kind of rich kind of gardens between the various buildings. So yeah, it looks like that. And you can kind of see that from the distance. It's day right now, not night, but you get the idea. And you're only about a half a mile away, and you can see folks ambling about on business and doing their thing in town, even from this distance.
You mentioned did the scorpions, they kind of burst out of the sand, or is there a trail in the sand that we could see?
It looked like they were just buried in the sand. It looks like this is where they were dwelling, waiting to ambush anybody that came by.
Well, we killed them all, and I don't see any other clues here, so maybe we just move on to the town and figure out what this little magic mystery is.
Perhaps it is best to warn. Well,
Okay, again, you are small, agree, but yeah, it's fine.
You're looking at that town, and it must also be tiny. Maybe everyone here is tiny.
No more smaller than usual. Okay,
Yes.
Everything's gotten very small. Is that a river? It could just be someone dropped a canteen. You don't know.
It's now, honey, I shrunk the campaign. You know, it's like,
Yeah, that's right. From one failed nature check, that's where we ended up. All right, so you can easily crest this dune and make your way to the town.
As we
Alright.
approach, are there any sort of like guards or anybody that we can see that's posted on the edge?
No, there's no wall or anything around the town. The town itself is just kind of situated next to the banks of the Junira, and that's it. So,
Indeed small, but bigger than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, looking at it, it looks like there's only one or two-story buildings in town total. The town is mostly single-story, single residence. Off to the far, let's see, that would be the east. You see some hills nearby that do have a bit of green on them, not much, but even from this distance, you can see kind of flocks of goats kind of out there. There are apparently some goat herds that live near the town. There are a handful of camels and a few horses ambling about. There's a number of people that you can see from this distance. But it's a pretty small town. It's not huge. It's not bustling. You're not seeing any large trade ships or caravans or anything like that. But even as you get close, it does look like there may be more people in town than there should be. It looks a little busy. Not super busy, but a little busy. And as you cross over the dune and continue making your way to the town, it actually takes you a little longer than you thought, because it looked like it was maybe only about half an hour away, but frankly, the heat of the desert made that look a little closer than it was. It was actually more like 2-ish miles. And
it's because
you
we're small.
You're getting
Okay.
smaller with every step.
Okay, now my nature check failure is starting to wear off, and I'm like, okay, we're back to normal.
Indeed. So you continue making your way to the tiny town of Zaltier, and as you approach, the sun is now dipping low in the sky. It was kind of late afternoon already when you encountered the scorpions, and it's not dusk yet, but it's getting close to the point where the sun is starting to reach down towards the horizon, and the shadows are getting long as you make your way to the quiet town. You can see folks making their way home from their daily business, and it's getting a little quiet. You begin making your way up to the edge of town, and there you see this dwelling, kind of the first dwelling you run into, and it's a small mud and clay affair baked in the desert sun. Small windows, a crackling warm light is coming from inside. It has a walled off garden. Most of these buildings look like they have gardens that are behind low walls, and many of their gardens are shaded by these canopies up above. And just as you're standing there, can everybody give me a perception check?
Yes.
Oh boy. Oh boy,
I
oh
was
boy.
scared.
Dang it.
Oh, you're kidding me. Well, I mean, it's good, but I roll a nat 20 now. Like, after doing that one. 32.
Wow.
32.
It's fate. It gives and it takes.
Yeah. 26
Yeah,
over
I-
here.
That's just life.
I would like
Well,
some
the
stuff in the
19.
middle. You know?
I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the nat 20 on this one.
Yeah.
You spot a young girl is dancing around the outside of the walled off courtyard of her house. She kind of comes running out of the garden, and it's a young Garundi girl, and she comes dancing out. She's wearing this kind of colorful skirt and top, and she's dancing around in the kind of late desert sun, the kind of wavy heat lines, and you notice that she is chasing a little tiny sparkling, crackling mote of fire that is dancing through the air, and she's kind of chasing it and laughing and singing a song in the kind of calm, late desert afternoon light. There she is.
Wow, beautiful art.
And she's just dancing and chasing this tiny mote of flame. What do you do?
Oh. I'm gonna call out and be like,
Careful, don't burn yourself.
So you call out to the young girl, and if you'll notice now in Roll20, I've swapped over to a map of the town.
Oh.
And so you're there on the northern outskirts of the town, and you can see the girl's token. You're about here. At some point in time, I'll throw a token on here just to represent the party, if needed. Right now, it's just so that you got a sense of what the town looks like. And you call out to the girl, and she when you call out to her to be careful, she just kind of giggles and continues chasing it. Can anyone who is nearby give me an arcana check? Arcana
Yes,
skill
please.
check. Go ahead.
no.
All right, Xander, we're all good at that, okay?
Oh, right. We're all spellcasters.
That's true.
I have
We went to
not
school
me
together.
though. Not me.
29.
I have 0.
29, that is. 29 and 27, you both come to this realization. The 27 is you. Who had the 27? Sorry, I missed which one had which.
Don.
Don, you had the
I got a
27.
32.
Oh.
Sorry, keep going. Sorry,
I don't have enough facts to give all of you, so here's what you learn.
Let's give it a hit. Give it some. It's fine. I'll take a nap. It's
So
fine.
you come to realize, Don, you realize that she's not chasing this tiny mote of flame. She's directing it. She's
Wow,
the one,
that takes
her
skill.
hand movements are causing it to dance and flicker on the flame. So yeah, you clearly make that out. At the same time, Ingot, you realize that the tiny little creature looks like a tiny little mote of. It almost looks like a tiny little fiery dragon, but it's very small. It's kind of indistinct, but it clearly has little wings, and it's kind of dancing and flitting about. And last but not least, Hachi, you looking at it, you think, realizing all the things that they have realized, you also think that the creature might be a fire wisp. Which is a tiny little elemental creature. And, I mean, the girl looks like she's no older than, 7 or 8. For her to be able to control and direct a fire wisp seems mighty unusual. As you grow close, you can make out the song that she is singing, and it's this lilting lullaby about a dragon that danced with the moon.
Wow.
As
Don't
Ingot
burn yourself.
Ingot is observing this, he's going to sort of pull everyone closer. Remember, we are here to observe the magical phenomena that naturally occurs to the people of this town. Perhaps this is an occurrence.
Right. This
Right.
does seem incredibly unusual, but I do need to ask, Bug, do you wanna eat that? Is that something that'll stoke your demonic fire? Do you want it? No? Okay. Alright. He's fine. Anyway, he's just looking for some snacks to help build his evil rage, for which purpose I have no idea what it is. Anyway, so maybe we keep observing. I don't feel like this will be the only strange thing we see in this town.
We must also be careful, and he'll look directly at Farrell as he says this. These abilities are new to these people. We should not startle them or surprise them, as they may not have full control.
Yes.
Yes, now that you're all saying this, I'm realizing that she's actually controlling it. I actually didn't notice that part. Now
Yes.
I can
And
see
something
that.
like that takes skill.
So
yes,
you
just
called
no
out to
easy
her.
feat.
When you called out to her to be careful, she suddenly kind of squeaked and stopped, as if she didn't really see you approach. And you call out to her to be careful, and she kind of squeaks. And the moment she does, the little wisp of fire just wisps out. It just extinguishes. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. And she kind of takes like 2 steps back.
Ingot nods at Farrell to be like, go on.
Oh, sorry, we didn't mean to startle you. We're just visiting your small town here, and you're the first villager that we've come across.
There's many travelers here these days. Mom says I shouldn't talk to you travelers.
Oh,
That's what my mom says. But you seem okay. And she's staring a lot at Hachi.
Ah.
Oh, is this bothering you? I'm sorry. I changed into my human form.
Ooh.
As you can see, we are magical like you are, and perhaps like this town is. There's nothing to fear from us, but have visitors been coming in and threatening you?
No, but they're coming more and more every day. Mom says that they're here for the magic. I don't know, though. And all of a sudden you hear a woman call from inside. A woman calls out, Imra! It's supper time. Come on inside. And Imra looks to the group of you and says, I have to go. And she kind of dances off back into the garden and into the house, leaving you staring at the streets leading into the town.
I wave and say,
lovely meeting you.
She, as she gets to the garden gate, she kind of waves, just gently, and then turns around and runs back into the house, into this house right up here. So that's apparently where she lives. So she goes darting off into there, and yeah. What do you do?
I would like to kind of look around to the group and just be like, so there are more visitors here. We're not the first. Is there any way to look around and see exactly if we can pinpoint where these people are from? They must be, as obvious as we are if she can pick them out.
Well, you can't see much
because
here from the...
I look weird, but...
Yeah, I mean, you're going to wager that they don't get too many fox people coming to town. So she clearly was taken aback by that. But, you can clearly make out the locals versus the not locals. But here on the edge of town, it looks like mostly locals. But if you make your way towards the center of town, you're going to wager you're going to find more people who aren't from around these parts.
As we're making our way towards the center of town, Ingot is going to try to be hyper aware of like any magic or arcana that seems to be taking place.
All right. So you begin making your way to the center of town. And as you slowly make your way in, you kind of pass the first couple houses, and up on your left, after, just like a few houses in, you see a building that has been burned and kind of destroyed. It is a shattered, kind of broken wreck. I'll kind of highlight it for you on the map here. It's this one right here. And sitting out in front of it, you see an old half-elven man who is playing a double pipe. He's sitting on the stoop of this ruined, destroyed house, and he's playing... there he is. And he's playing this double pipe, and he looks up at you as you draw near, and he's playing this kind of lilting, quiet song. And that is where we are going to take a brief little break. We're at about the
Woo!
halfway point of our show, everybody. So we're going to give the cast a chance to get themselves another beverage and prepare for the second half. Folks, we will be back in just 10 minutes. We'll see you in just a few. Stay tuned.
Your summer of gaming continues with Paizo's latest releases, available at Paizo.com and your favorite local game store. The Pathfinder Lost Omens to Mwangi Expanse hardcover contains more than 300 beautifully illustrated pages detailing the people and cultures of the Expanse. You'll find 19 cultures, like the fishing clans of the Bonduat people and the nomadic Taralu dwarves, and 6 new ancestries, including the spider shape-shifting Anadi, the amphibious Gripply, and the mountain-dwelling Shisk. The Mwangi Expanse is more than just a jungle, broken into 10 regions from the bleak stone ruins and gray clouds of the Bondu Hills to Lake Okota, the largest body of fresh water in the Expanse. The area's many biomes are sure to provide backdrops for adventures of every kind. 9 major cities, memorable NPCs, monsters, and more await you in Pathfinder Lost Omens, the Mwangi Expanse. All 3 volumes of the Fist of the Ruby Phoenix Adventure Path are here. The adventure begins when the sorcerer Hao Jin invites your group of adventurers to an uninhabited island to compete in the preliminary qualifier of our global fighting tournament. 32 teams of warriors must complete challenges, withstand the elements, and face off against one another in deadly combat to win entry to the main tournament. Malevolence is a horror-themed adventure for 3rd level characters written by James Jacobs, featuring sinister new monsters, mysterious magical items, and spells to discover, and a fully detailed haunted house for players to explore, exercise, and endure. And don't forget to pick up Pathfinder Flipmat Malevolence along with the adventure. One side depicts the ground floor of a haunted mansion, and the other side shows the house's spooky upper floor. The Fly Free or Die adventure path concludes with The Gilded Cage. It's finally payback time for the crew of the Oliphant, but can their plans hold long enough to lure their enemy out into the open? Ready for space exploration? The Horizons of the Vast adventure path begins with Planetfall, the first volume of a 6-part adventure path. With the discovery of a resource-rich planet within the Vast, the race is on to settle the planet. But there are other elements in play that will take all the wits, cunning, and combat capabilities of true adventurers. It's Kingmaker in space. New adventurers await members of the Pathfinder Society as well, including In Pursuit of Water and Breaking the Storm, Excising Ruination. Learn more at pathfindersociety.club and join a gang with friends from around the world or across the table. Looking for a quick adventure to fill time between sessions? Pathfinder Bounty Forged Facade takes 2 hours and sends players to a decadent salon in Galt to learn the truth about a disgraced artist. Further your Starfinder Society agent story in 2 new adventures. Delve into the Year of the Data Scourge with settling accounts and Battle for the Beacon. Learn more by visiting starfindersociety.club. Dungeon denizens from the Abomination Vault Adventure Path are ready to rise from the depths and face your players on the tabletop. The Abomination Vault's pawn collection features more than 150 creature pawns and is the perfect companion at your table. Each pawn is printed in full color on hardy cardstock. Flip Mat Classics Museum brings a fully illustrated museum map to your tabletop. This 24 by 30-inch mat has a special coating that allows for easy removal of wet, dry, and permanent markers. Docking sequence activated. Starfinder Flip Tiles Space Station Docking Bay expansion provides 24 beautifully illustrated 6-inch by 6-inch map tiles that can be used to enhance your station with landing pads, catwalks, a refueling station, and an expansive open docking bay to explore. Find your path to friendship and adventure with these new releases and more at Paizo.com and your favorite local game store. Come on down to Starfinder, fly a ship and shoot some lasers.
The games we play are the stories we create.
The fortress doors swing open.
Every story is unique.
And the sound of war drums rises.
Sometimes our stories come to us when we least expect them. We need to be ready no matter where inspiration strikes. And sometimes our stories are told over great distances. No matter where your journey leads you or how your story is told. The games we play are the stories we create. Sirenscape can help make yours epic.
Sirenscape is searchable, fast, and customizable from any device with no need to pre-install any sound. Adding epic atmosphere to your game has never been easier.
The Ruby Phoenix Tournament, the world's greatest martial arts contest, held in honor of the legendary sorcerer Hao Jin, the Ruby Phoenix. The final team standing in this once-per-decade contest wins a grand prize, their choice of a single item from Hao Jin's magnificent vault of treasures. This year, Hao Jin herself will preside as the grand judge. But to receive the honor of just even meeting the Ruby Phoenix, the contestants must first prove their mettle and strength in the untamed jungles of Danger Island. Only the 8 greatest teams will proceed to the metropolis of Goka to compete for the title of Ruby Phoenix Champions during a year that promises to be unlike any other. Countless untold mysteries await the challengers. Will it be mysterious scoundrels like the Lightkeepers? Brave friends such as Tino's Toughest? Or will it be your team of adventuring heroes to claim the Sorcerer's Prize? Let the games begin with the Fists of the Ruby Phoenix Adventure Path.
Up your game with a Pathfinder character folio from Ultra Pro. Each character folio features a full art cover, 12 single pocket pages for character sheets and maps with dry erase capability. Also, internal front and back pockets for excess notes. Find character folios at your local game store or shop.ultrapro.com.
Hee.
Welcome back, everyone. We are going to pick up right where we left off. When we went on break, the group had finally made it to the town of Zaltier, and they were on their way from the outskirts of town, making their way to the center of town. And you came upon a ruined home. You first ran into a young girl chasing a dragon firework of her own creation, but after that you've come upon a house that looks like it was destroyed by fire. And the thing that is immediately apparent, there's two things. One, it looks like this happened relatively recently, right? The house, if it had burned down years ago, it wouldn't look so fresh. But this clearly happened recently. The other thing you notice is that there is a half-elven man, a little older half-elven man, playing a pair of a double pipe out in front of the place on the front stoop. And that is what you see, and we'll pick up right where we left off.
Ingot sees the person playing the pipe in front of the ruined home and just says, "I am sorry for the catastrophe that has happened here."
He looks up at you without even stopping from playing the pipe, and just looks back at the house and kind of shrugs non-committally and continues to play.
What, was this not your house, or did you make this happen to the house?
He looks at you with kind of a sad expression, and he shakes his head, but doesn't otherwise say anything as he continues to play his pipes.
Material possessions and houses are overrated.
You notice he has a hat. His hat is out in front of him, and there are a few copper coins in it. Doing a little small desert town buskin'.
Are you making a lot these days?
He kind of looks at
Everybody
you and he shrugs as he continues to play, and looks down at the hat and looks back up to you and has a hopeful expression on his face.
I take a leaf out of my hair, smell it, make sure it's the right one.
Before the leaf hits the hat, I set it on fire with foxfire. No. We are esteemed magic users from the College of Mysteries. We are not poor. I take a gold out and throw it in his hat.
A gold?
At that,
what, you don't have gold?
This is what at least can...
Oh, whoa! His eyes go wide at that, and he gives you a bit of a nod, and then promptly swaps up his tune to play something a little bit more lively. But it looks like we may have just lost Michelle.
Oh no! Oh, I can
So
still
she
hear
gave
you.
the gold coin and then was whisked off to another realm.
Your camera.
That was the key.
Yeah. Be careful who you give money to. You might get pulled into another dimension.
Did you say thank you?
The half elf hasn't said a word. In fact, he just kind of nods in thanks, but otherwise does not change anything. He just kind of nods his thanks. And as he comes to the end of his tune, he actually just kind of stops and looks to you, and he points to his mouth, and he shakes his head.
There are other ways to communicate. Thank you for taking your time with us.
He nods and kind of points to the rest of the town.
Beware of giant scorpions. They seem to be nearby.
He kind of makes a stinger motion with his hand, and he kind of looks troubled by that, but he shrugs. Everybody give me, you can either give me an Arcana or a Nature check while looking at this ruined house.
Nature.
Arcana.
Definitely Arcana.
Nature.
Yep. Oh, that's a terrible roll.
I got
22.
22. Oh!
Well,
Told ya.
so the house, the Arcana check tells you that the house was probably destroyed by lightning. But the Nature check is going to tell you that it was probably natural. Like the house got hit by a natural bolt of lightning, which is, well, frankly, much more powerful than the ordinary spell. A blast of lightning is from the heavens can level entire buildings, whereas that of a novice spellcaster might skirt some doors and stuff, but isn't quite as powerful, at least not until they're higher level. So whatever destroyed this house looks like it may have actually been an accident. Maybe. It's hard to say. But the half elf kind of nods to all of you and just kind of goes back to playing his simple tune.
I look at him really quickly and I motion to his throat and I go,
Is there any pain?
He kind of gives a half a smile and nods, he makes a symbol like an infant that he kind of moves his hands back and forth as if cradling a baby, and he points to himself and kind of
understood. So there's no pain then. There's no pain to his throat.
He shrugs.
Okay.
So he just kind of goes back to his business. Unless there's anything else you want to ask from him, you can kind of move on if you like.
Yeah, I would like to ask, excuse me, one more thing. It's come to our attention that we're not the only travelers here. Where is everyone staying, or where do they congregate? Could you point us in that direction?
He points to the south towards the center of town, and he points down the road to someone who has a camel in their yard, as probably a mount or a beast of burden. And he points at the camel, and then he makes this symbol.
The inn.
And then points towards the center of town.
Thank you. Hachi, you know what that means? Inns, games of chance.
I thought you were going to say going to bed, but okay, yes. Well, I'd like to make a little money here and there, too. Yeah. All right, let's go to the inn, then.
Ingrid could use a rest.
Indeed. In fact, as you were all... This is something I probably should have mentioned earlier. When Pharrell was making medicine checks on everyone, those of you who have abilities that require you to refocus them could have done so. So, you can pick back up those abilities. Anything that requires a focus point, if you spent those, you could get the focus point back. Every time you get 10 minutes off, you can kind of refocus and get 1 point back. So you leave the half-elf behind and continue making your way to the center of town. And after a short bit of walking, you find yourself reaching the town's center. And there's a couple things here you notice. The first thing you notice is that there is a kind of a fountain in the center of town. It is kind of a plant motif. It looks like palm fronds kind of sculpted up out of stone. And there's water burbling up out of it, forming kind of a pond around it. There is a tile mosaic set into the floor around it that looks kind of like the town itself. Like the town is radiating from this fountain of water. So you see that. You also notice there are a handful of businesses here as well. You can tell that they're not homes because they have signs and they look like shops. The first one looks like it is closing up, and it looks like a kind of a general store of some sort. And the sign outside of it says "Road to Felsan." You've never heard of Felsan, but it looks like a merchant shop of some sort. That's located over here. And I say it is closing up because the front door is being locked up by a rather tall, lithe catfolk who is draped in a bunch of cloth and is kind of locking up the place. And there's our catfolk.
Its head's so small. I love it. It looks like so many cats I know in real life. Sorry.
I want to be his friend.
The cat is packing up. The catfolk is packing up the shop, locking the front door. And upon seeing you, you see him kind of squint and glare, and then he makes off in the opposite direction, obviously avoiding you.
I look over at Fang and I was like,
What did you do?
I look over at Bug. What did you do, weirdo?
I look over at Ingot. What did you do?
Ingot panicked.
Just kidding, Ingot.
oh, there's Fang!
Yay. Ingot is going to perhaps rush over to the door maybe before it's shut and knock on it.
So you're pretty sure that the catfolk that just left it behind and locked the door was probably the owner or someone who worked there, because he locked the door as he was leaving. Yeah,
gotcha.
From the outside. Yeah. So finishes locking up and makes his way away from you. You can see he kind of makes his way out. But I'll leave the token there because that's where you saw this catfolk. And then looking around the kind of marketplace here, there's really only two other businesses that you notice here. One is a bit of a smaller place that's located kind of over here, and that looks like a small restaurant or eatery of some sort. The sign on the outside says Feast of the Flood, and then next to it is one of the only two-story buildings in town. It's a large structure, and from this distance, you can see its windows are flung wide open. You can hear the sounds of laughter and glasses and crocs banging against each other, and that is an inn, a tavern. You're not sure. And the sign outside doesn't have a name on it, but it does have a picture of a camel sleeping.
That's what they were saying. The sleeping camel.
You've solved the mystery.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that. Game over. Magic.
I won Pathfinder.
Finally.
The magic comes from the sleeping camel. That's clearly what's going on.
Aww.
So that's what you see. The group of you are kind of just on the north edge of the town center. What would you like to do?
The smells coming from the Feast of the Flood do seem particularly appetizing.
Yes, we are here to observe, but we shouldn't starve ourselves. Stupid.
And perhaps we should witness some magical culinary abilities.
It does not hurt to get the local flavor.
It's true. You're heading to Feast of the Flood then?
Yeah.
All right.
Taking your time about it, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So you make your way to Feast of the Flood, and you come up to the place, and it is packed. It's a very small eatery. It looks like it's mostly kitchen, and there's like a diner of style counter where there's a bunch of folks eating, and there's only like 2 tables. The place is really tiny. But now that you've gotten really close to the place, it's also clear that there's a hole or a pass-through between the Sleepy Camel and the Feast of the Flood, because you can see the person making food and handing it through the wall into the tavern.
I love it.
Well, we should probably go.
You can see that the cook, and probably the only person working there, is a rather surly-looking dwarf who is working like 4 burners, 4 fires at the same time with 4 different crocks and fry pans on it. And as you see him, he's like tossing a fish up into the air and catching it in the fry pan, and his beard is all tied up at its side to prevent it from getting into the food or the fire.
Oh,
there he is.
Oh.
It's currently more tied up than that, but that's close. That's probably what it looks like when it's down.
Are we inside at this point, or are we still outside looking in?
No, you're outside because there aren't any tables. The place is full.
Okay.
But the tavern next door looks busy, but not quite as packed.
I have a quick suggestion. If we want to eat some of that fish or anything else, but mainly that fish, I would say we go to the inn and order over there, because there's nowhere to sit here, and I'm not going to stand and eat like an animal. So let's go to the inn.
And Hachi, you're currently in your human form, right?
Yeah, here, I'll do this so you know. How about that? Just right back.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So you make your way over to the place with the sleeping camel sign.
Just as a note, I think that London's frozen, maybe?
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
He hasn't moved.
Oh, I just picked up on that.
Either that or he's really good at being
Very
still
good.
Stealthy. It's okay.
I was
very careful.
He's staring me
Anyway.
down, and it's making me uncomfortable. That's magic right there.
There it is.
That's the secret.
I'm sure we'll get it solved up soon enough, but we'll just keep rolling until he pops back in. So the group of you makes your way next door to the place that you quickly come to learn its true name is the Drowsy Camel.
Oh, good.
Drowsy.
That's good.
Drowsy Camel, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and move us over to the Drowsy Camel map. Let's go over to
Yes!
that.
I love a map of an inn. Oh, all my dreams are coming true.
So, there you are. You're all outside the Drowsy Camel there. And yeah, you all come making your way up, and you can see the Feast of the Flood next door. It's over here. I didn't quite detail it all out because I didn't expect you to go there. But the Drowsy Camel map is complete, so we'll work with that. So you all make your way up to the front door, and as you open it up, a couple of things become immediately apparent to you. First of all, this place is filled with both locals and some folks from who clearly are not from around here. You see some folks that are clearly like Chelish, and some folks who are, probably from as far away as, Varicia, right? There are people from far to the north here that definitely are not Thuvian locals. But everybody here seems to be enjoying themselves and having a good meal. And there is only one person working the establishment, and she is behind the bar, kind of running up and down, serving drinks. And now and again, she also serves drinks to one of her servants. I said she's doing this alone, and I say alone because her servants aren't people. There are, wandering about the place, there are 3 statues that look like they're made out of stone. They look like they're carved camel statues, and they are animate and just kind of walking around, and each one has like a platter on its back, and she comes up and drops drinks on them, and then they wander off to a table to deliver the drinks. At the same time, there's a pair of brooms kind of dancing around the place. Whenever someone leaves a table, the brooms come and clean up the space, push in the chair, and then make their way off to the next one.
Mickey Mouse!
So, and it goes even further than that. Up at the front bar, there is like cutlery and silverware that seems to be moving of its own accord and kind of shuffling things around and dancing behind the bar to move plates and glasses around and get everything ready. So there's kind of a whole mess of magic happening in this place right now. And the one barkeep calls out to you and she says, "Welcome, travelers! Come on in, take a seat. Any table you like. Anyone that's open, that is. It seems rather busy here tonight, but I'll send a camel your way to take your order in just a moment." What do you do?
I go to the table.
Oh yeah,
And
there's this one that's
I'm
open.
gonna. Oh, is that the one? Is it like in the back, kind of?
So there's
one
a
right in
table
front of
right
the
in
door.
front of you that is
yeah.
open. Yeah.
I say
and
let's
the
take that
table
one.
The table in back has one woman at it, but she looks like she's in the process of leaving. So she's like leaving. So you can take the one in the back or the one in the front.
I say the one in the back so we can people watch.
Sure. Ingot will follow you. Do you take Fang inside the building?
Oh hell yes I do, and he can hang out under the table. Oh yeah,
Sure.
I mean darn tootin' I do. I'm not gonna leave him outside like a common animal. Are you crazy? He's more
right.
civilized than most people I know.
All right, so you're able to go in back there. I'll pull out the benches for you because that's the kind of full service map you get here.
Whoa!
So you can go in the back there and park yourself. We'll assume that Dundum is following along and being his quiet, stoic self. Now that you've entered the now that you've entered the establishment, he's quickly starting to eye up other folks looking for games of chance and the like. So he's currently like, you see him gently tapping a deck of cards. I won't play his character more than that, but we'll make sure he's doing something.
Sure.
So you all go in the back there, and there's a few folk who eye up the kind of mystical wolf as it makes its way to the back. But frankly, this is an inn where there are animate camel statues taking drink orders and magical brooms cleaning up tables. So, one extra magical crazy beast isn't really that out of the ordinary. So, you're able to kind of go in back there, and soon enough, the camel comes by to take your order, and it doesn't actually ask you for the order or anything like that. There's just a simple scrap of parchment on the back with today's menu items. So, from the Drowsy Camel, you can get a variety of drinks from
do you have descriptions?
So I do. There is a local
yes, please tell us.
There is a local palm wine that is sweet and has a bit of a bite to it, like the desert sun. There is a local beer that they make from their local grains. It is a weak beer, but they call it the Waters of the Junira. And then they also have a small selection of wines from other places. So not a huge selection of drinks. It looks like they mostly serve the Waters of the Junira, the beer, or the palm wine, which is much stronger. It's called wine, but it's more like a liquor. It is quite strong stuff. There's also plenty of food. From the Feast of the Flood today, they are serving lamb skewers served on a bed of local grains, pan-roasted perch caught daily served with bread, and a rich vegetable stew featuring leeks, onions, turnips, and a lot of garlic that is called the garlic elixir.
Ooh.
This is out of control, by the way.
This is amazing.
I'm so hungry.
I'm going to turn
because I realized we were playing during dinner time, so I figured I'd torture all of you.
Yeah. This is rolling 19 again, kids.
I'm looking around my room for my camel, waiting to have something delivered. I'm very sad.
Yeah.
As this is happening, I'm gonna look towards Ingot and ask, and Farrell's gonna.
Excuse me, would you mind if I borrowed your spell book?
Oh, well, Ingot's spellbook is sort of customized, and Ingot will hold up the crystals and the stones and stuff that do sort of resemble a book.
But they're rocks.
Oh.
But they're rocks.
Is there a reason you want to look at someone's private spell book?
No, I was going to use it for a booster seat. It's hard for me to see up over this storm.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is...
We could use something else.
Just ask a question. Oh, good lord. I cast Mage
Anyone
Hands.
else have a book I can
I
sit on?
cast Mage Hands, and I get her a box, and I put it under her butt. And now she's regular height.
Yeah, no, they do have a bit of a booster seat for the smaller kids who come here, so they can hook you up. No worries.
Thank you. If we're going to be people watching, I'd like to actually see the people.
That's
Fair.
fine, dear. If I'm famished and I need to eat like ASAP. So I fetch a bit of paper from my bag. I write my order on it, which is like 10 fish and like 10 palm wines. Do you two want anything? No? Yes, no?
The fish reminds Ingot of Ingot's friend, Gristle.
Excellent. So 11 fish, just like one for you. And then, I don't know, just how about fish all around? I put 20 fish on this little piece of paper, 20 palm wines, and I cast Mage Hand to send it to the barkeep behind.
And a garlic elixir! And a garlic... damn it.
The Mage Hand does it.
Yay!
Oh, I got us all fish, darling.
Hey!
Okay, great. I'm sorry. I took a little bit of an elven trance there. Something that I do occasionally.
Excellent. I thought you were gambling.
When everyone entered the Drowsy Camel, we just figured that you were eyeing up all of the other gamblers and had gone quiet as you wanted to look mysterious and.
Yes, we'll go with that. That's canon.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Well, on the upside, you did miss me on the downside, I guess, you did miss me describing all the delicious food that's on service. But there's fish and stew and palm wine and a beer called the Waters of the Junira.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're free to put in your order. The thing that's marvelous about this place, though, is that all the tables are being served by 3 kind of animate camel statues that are wandering around the place, going back and forth to the bar. And the one bartender, the one woman who is working here, just puts drinks on them and has them go out and deliver everything. So it's quite an unusual place.
Don't blink.
So you're all there waiting for your food. Would you like to keep to yourself? Do you want to go talk to locals, or are you just trying to eavesdrop? I'm kind of curious as to what you do. What do you do?
Oh! I'm gonna do something.
Yes?
I would like
What's that?
to kind of merge. Is that the right word for it? With my my little with my Eidolon, and use expand senses, and I can enhance his hearing so I can hear all around the room and kind of eavesdrop on conversations. Nice. Is that the right thing? Is that what I use it for?
So are you using share senses? Is that what you're doing?
Oh.
Or are you merging?
Oh,
Do you
I
have
guess
to
I
merge?
can use shared senses. I was gonna try and merge with him and expand his senses, but I guess I can share senses. I mean, he is a wolf. He probably has great hearing.
Yeah, his hearing's pretty good. I wasn't sure if you picked up there is an ability that eventually allows you to.
I do have
kind of
share senses.
merge.
I do.
Yeah, I figured you were using
senses.
shared senses. All right. So you can kind of have use its senses and have it pat around the room if you want to kind of eavesdrop, kind of inconspicuously, if you like. That would certainly work.
let's send the wild wolf to walk around the tables. That won't get anyone, freaked out at all. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Be suspicious.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab Fang's head and I'm like,
Listen, Fang, just walk around the room. Look as innocent and sweet as you possibly can. If someone goes to pet you, don't bite the hand off. Remember, don't bite the hand off. Just
Puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, give me your best puppy dog eyes, Fang.
and that's what it looks like.
Good job. Very popular.
Very, yes.
Who's a good Fang?
All right. So, you send the Eidolon to kind of pad around the place, and most people don't pay it any heed. They kind of give it a look, but when it gets up near the bar, the bartender looks down at it and says, "Oh, aren't you a good boy?" and gets out a bowl of water and puts it down as if someone had brought their pet,
Puppy.
and puts down a bowl of water, and then goes over to the kind of pile of crocks and grabs a bone that's there and tosses it next to it. And most people don't pay it any heed. And as you're walking around, you catch a few snippets here and there. Most of the locals are just kind of talking about local business. They're saying things like, do you think the flood will come early this year with all that's been going on? And they're just talking about local business. There are some folks who seem to be kind of gossiping a bit about things, but there's no context that makes it make any sense. You hear something about, just briefly, you hear someone talking about, did you hear that Tuluma and Bilvost are at it again? Yes, I heard that. Yeah, there's fighting back and forth across their hills. Yeah, it'll come to blows one of these days. But they without context, it doesn't seem to make much sense to you. So there is one traveler who's talking to a local, and this is happening kind of over here at this table. And the traveler is like, "Well, what do you think caused it?" And the traveler goes, or the local goes, "Well, the magic here comes from the waters, and it was the magic that drew the storm here. Yes, the day before the storm, a great bird flew over the town, and one of its feathers fell into the spring at the center of town, and that was a mighty phoenix, and now its magic is our own. That is what I believe. The phoenix died, and its ashes are now in our water, and soon it will be born again from all of us." And the traveler kind of looks at her and is like, "Interesting." But that's kind of the only snippet, and it sounds like you kind of got the story halfway through.
Got it. I'm gonna look at all of them and go,
I think they all drank bird water.
Oh no.
What now?
Bird water.
Water from birds, or water made by birds, or
A storm came, giant bird, feathers fell in, a phoenix, magic, or this person could be completely delusional. We'll probably go with that. Other than that, I can't really pick up anything exciting here, but our fish is coming.
Oh, that's incredibly important. However, could I do some sort of lore or arcana check about the phoenix that I would know anything about it?
Yeah, you can make it that would be an arcana check. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yikes. Not one.
Oh no. I was going to ask.
Curse!
A phoenix is another name for the sun.
Listen, 15 total. Is that nothing? Is that nothing? My 15?
No, you're not sure.
Okay.
Separately, Ingot would like to do an academia lore check to see if this matches with anything that he's heard before.
Sure.
Ooh, 28.
I mean, there's stories of phoenixes and they're magical creatures that go through a cycle of life and rebirth, but nothing about any of those tales mentions anything about giving everyone magic power, right? I mean, phoenixes are inherently magical creatures, but it sounds more like rumor and hearsay. But you didn't hear the whole story, so you're not sure.
Can I scan the room and see if anyone in here is using any sort of subtle, magic displays or anything like that?
Yeah.
Just to see how widespread this is.
Well, it's pretty clear. You don't even have to make a check to realize that the bartender is controlling the magical animate statues and stuff that are moving around, because she kind of is directing them, and they come back and then she loads them up with drinks and stuff. So she's kind of doing that. But other than that, no, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, no other patrons though, right? Doing any sort of flashy things?
No, not really.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Gotcha.
So a few moments later, your food arrives. It smells fantastic. They got your order for the garlic elixir, Pharrell, so you're all set there. A pile of pan roasted fish. You got a bunch of bread. They actually served you a whole bunch of food because they thought there was like a whole giant party there, because you ordered like 20 fish, and normally it's one fish per person, so they assumed like there was a whole mass of people there. So they served you a titanic amount of food, and you get a whole 2 pitchers of palm wine, and the bartender actually comes over to the table with the constructs to help unload it all, and she's like, "Oh, aren't you all hungry? Welcome. You must be new here in town."
Big eaters from out of town.
Yeah, just passing through.
We have been getting a wondrous many visitors here to our town. Welcome to the Drowsy Camel. I am its owner and proprietor. You may call me Nerissa.
Nerissa.
Nice to meet you, Nerissa. That's a beautiful name.
Yeah, and there's Nerissa.
Aww.
She's like, welcome to my humble establishment. I hope you enjoy your time here. This is the only tavern and inn in town, so unless you brought tents and are planning to camp, will you be interested in a room? Are you staying the night?
We may be staying for quite some time. You see, we are enigmas from the College of Mysteries, here to
Absalom.
examine.
Another scholar arrived. Yes, there are many people who have come to hear about the wondrous magic. And at that, she kind of pushes the broom to the side that's come up to sweep, and she's like, "No, over there." And it dances over that way. And she's like, "Yes, to think I used to have to clean up this place myself." It is truly amazing. Well, I'm glad that you are here. I hope you find what you are seeking. If there's anything I can do.
As though you were one that has been gifted with such abilities. Tell us, when did these manifest?
Oh, well, it's been about a month and a half now or so, about 6 weeks or so. Yes, well, it started out small. I suddenly realized that I was able to make the spoons and knives on our tables dance about, and soon I could control other things as well and have them dance and move about at my whim. It was amazing, and it just comes natural to me. I'm no scholar. I'm just a simple proprietor of this bar. I've lived here all my life. I've never studied magic in my entire days, and now look at me. And she kind of waves off the camel that just emptied off all of its fish and palm wine at the table, and she's like, "Wondrous. Well,
it truly is. Your level of control is quite impressive.
Ah, yes, you seem trained, natural."
She's like, "Think nothing of it. It's a gift." And she says, "Well, I've taken up enough of your time. You have plenty of food to eat. I'll leave you to it." And with that, she kind of makes her way back to the bar and continues serving food and orchestrating the place. The food is delicious. It is really quite good, and very, very heavily seasoned. They have a lot of local herbs and spices that they liberally coat everything with. The as it turns out, garlic is very, very popular here. So there's a lot of garlic and leeks on kind of everything.
Loves it here.
This
is so
good.
This is delicious. You know, it reminds me of my mother's home cooking. Just like this. Yes.
Was this back in Absalom or somewhere else?
Well, she is not from Absalom. I, of course, am, but she is from Garund, and she also cooks with lots of seasonings and spices and such.
So a lot of food talk here, and that's all really great. I'm going to put this in my food journal and think about this for weeks to come. However, perhaps we should ask people about the random scorpions that we just fought outside of town. The fact that these people all got magic powers within 3 weeks can do these high-level skills and abilities. And, there's like camels everywhere. This is so odd.
Perhaps we could trade some of this extra fish for information.
Okay, this is food for us to eat. You all get 10 to split among yourself. I take 5 of the fish platters and I put them under the table. And I take Bug out. I'm like, all right, here you go. Eat your little demon. I throw him under the table so you can eat some food. And I take the other 5 fish and eat them. Just unhinge my jaw.
Well, that gives some looks.
Yeah.
My little ears kind of poke out a little bit while I'm doing it.
I don't like it when she does that.
It's perfectly natural. Just not for non-kitsune.
So you're diving into the food. The locals and the folks from out of town are clearly enjoying their meals as well. There's been some folks playing some music. At one point in time, the half-elf bard makes an appearance and plays around, walking about, collecting a coin or two. Nerissa, for her part, gladly lets him in to perform and collect a couple of tips before he heads out on his way, and he nods, and you see him walk up to the bar and he tosses a coin to her. So it's a nice little local business environment. Everybody seems to be having a good time. Is there anyone you want to talk to or go to? You're surrounded by kind of locals and visitors. There's not a ton of folks here. Some folks are starting to leave. And you're kind of wrapping up your meal. You're all very full from all of the food.
I say we should go talk to I say we do go talk to the locals, but before we do,
And I pull out a few leaves from my hair and hand one to all of you.
like, I suggest you all chew on this. We've all had a lot of garlic, and I don't think the locals are going to be very happy with us breathing on them as garlicky as we are.
And I hand them all little sprigs of mint out of my hair to chew on.
Thank you, Farrah.
Some hair mint.
Hair mint. Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah, there.
So, you're free to get up and wander around if you want. Anybody want to do anything in particular?
Inga is going to eye up the nerdiest person in the room. There was told that, scholars were coming from outside, so anybody that looks like they're particularly, studious...
Glasses wearing.
Yeah.
So as it turns out, the person right behind you looks like she looks like an older local woman, and she is just telling tales to her friend who also looks local. And they're just trading gossip and stories about the day. But after her friend finishes up the drink and he looks like he's leaving. We'll go ahead and
bye.
Because the place is starting to thin out just a little. Not much. Person here, person there. is making their way out. So it's starting to empty out a little bit. But the woman behind you looks sage.
Yeah, Ingrid will just swivel around in the bench that he's sitting in, and sort of listen enraptured into whatever she's saying.
Well, you heard her tell she was trading kind of gossip and local rumors, and you hear her talking about that Felson. He's getting better deals every day. Did you hear? There's some folks who are thinking he's getting things from out of town. He must have some sort of deal with one of these new merchants.
You're speaking of the road to Felson?
She looks back and she's like, "Yes, Felson, that old rascally cat. Watch your purse around him. He'll sell you everything in his shop before he's done, as long as you have more coin."
Oh, good to know. We do come from out of town.
Well, if there's anything you need, I'm sure Felson has it and more.
Well, perhaps some anti-scorpion weapons. We seem to have encountered some large ones outside the city.
Scorpions? Well, we haven't had any large scorpions around these parts in quite some time. They usually stick to the high desert, but then again, maybe with everything that's going on, they're being driven here.
With everything that's going on, you say?
Oh, yes. Well, the terrible storm. That was the start of it, you know.
Ah.
With the bird! I blurt out really loud.
Bird? No, there was no... I don't know. That's some poppycock that someone else is spreading around. I haven't heard anything about a bird. But the storm was very real. You can see the signs of it all around town. There was a number of houses that burned down because of the lightning.
Oh, yes, we had encountered one earlier. There seemed to be a man in front playing the pipes.
Ah, you must be thinking of our good friend, whose name is eluding me off the top of my head.
Sorry.
Well, he couldn't speak,
Rastavan,
so maybe...
there it is!
No, Rastavan.
Rastavan.
Oh, nice name.
You're thinking of good old Rastavan, yes. No,
Yes.
he's a kindly fellow. I do treasure that man. He plays the pipe so beautifully. But no, he didn't live in one of those houses. He kind of wanders from place to place. He likes to sleep out amongst the stars. Who could blame him? It's so beautiful out here. Well, you won't find a better place for that. But I will say that that night, the night of the storm, boy, no one was sleeping out of doors that night. It came rolling in out of the desert, you see, out of the south, and came rolling into town. You know, that's where the Divs live. Everyone knows that they live out in the high desert, the Divs. Surely they are the ones behind this storm. Foul, malevolent beings. Brought here centuries ago, they roam the desert and cause all sorts of chaos.
Ingrid is unfamiliar with the Divs.
Well, you wouldn't want to be familiar with them, let me tell you that. They're not just a problem for us, but they do live here in Thuvia. Foul creatures, akin to devils and demons and the like. Foul, horrible things. Boy, if you run into one of those, we'll probably never see you again. But mark my words, this magic, all of these, and she kind of looks at all the camels and stuff, and she's like, gifts. They come at a price. The Divs don't give anything for free, and they'll come for their magic one of these days. Mark my word.
Oh, no.
And she kind of gets up, drops a few coins on the table. She's like, mark my words. And she leaves.
That woman could do a mysterious exit super good, and I need to learn from her.
That
was some witch shit if I've ever seen it in my life. My God. The scrolls she must have. So what did you learn, Ingrid?
It seems as though multiple people are blaming this storm, though
they did not mention the bird. There was the talk of divs, some sort of demon creature.
This other fellow who was all by himself comes kind of rolling up on the table. He looks like a traveler, and he's like, I heard you talking about divs. Is that old woman peddling her tale again?
Yes,
Is this not a true tale?
No, I'll tell you what happened.
Was it a bird?
Oh, you've heard that one too.
Everyone has a story, it
Where did
seems.
the bird come in?
Please enlighten us.
No. I'll tell you what I heard. The storm was a sign of Nephthys's anger at the town. Yes, the god smote this town. He has many times before. You know, they say he stayed here once, thousands of years ago. And every once in a while, you know Nephthys. He gives with one hand and takes away with the other. He smote this town many times, and then he always finds a way to rebuild it and protect it. This is just another one of those. The storm destroyed this town. It burned down the shrine, I heard.
The shrine to Nephthys?
No, yeah, that's what I heard anyway. But the gifts are him just making amends for ruining the town and burning down some of the houses. Who knows?
Seems like a lot of work to give gifts of unmeasurable magic to people he kind of hates, like half the time. So that was a great story, but I don't think that's the right one.
He shrugs. Sounds like Nephthys to me. Half burned, half not. Create and destroy. But what do I know? I'm just a traveler. I honestly think it's probably the Phoenix. That makes the most sense to me. And he kind of wanders back off to the bar. And
there you go, Pharaoh.
As he makes his way past, he stinks of palm wine.
Well, this is fun.
I know that smell anywhere. Indeed, so we have all these stories. Which one do we believe? Do we just go around collecting these stories?
The only one that mentioned a sort of direction from the storm's origin was south, where the divs are.
Still not 100% what a div is, but I'm sure I could look it up. Do we know what divs are? Can I do a...
Oh yeah.
Do you have, anyone have religion?
A little bit.
No.
Oh, actually, I do a lot.
Good job,
I don't
you
know
two.
how I learned about religion in the middle of the woods.
Why don't you give me a religion check?
Oh, not a lot. Never mind. Just some.
I got
but why not?
23.
Oh, 20, 21.
That's
I got a
that's pretty
23
good.
as well. I got a 23 as well. I'm actually rolling on things I don't need to roll on.
There you go.
So you've learned that divs are foul creatures from the lower planes. The older woman was correct. They are akin to demons or devils. They're kind of related to them, but they are special in that they are known to be in this part of the world. A number of them got trapped in Thuvia. You're not sure of the history behind it, but it happened centuries ago, and they supposedly roamed the desert. They are they're more related to daemons than they are demons or devils, and they're mostly their big shtick is just to cause chaos and harm and destruction. They're just evil, wanton fiends from the lower planes.
Is that something they would have the power to create a storm like this, or grant magical abilities?
I mean, most of your horrible, nightmarish outer planar entities, some of them come so powerful that they can make and remake reality. So
Gotcha.
maybe, but I mean, it's frankly just as plausible as a phoenix feather or a god's interference. I mean,
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so far we got it's a bird, it's a divs, it's a super Nephthys.
That's correct.
you've got a lot of different things to explore. That's for sure. At this point in time, Narissa comes back and she's like, "So, have you decided? Will you be staying here this evening? Would you like a room?"
Oh goodness, please. Your best rooms if you can, and there's just so much to absorb in this little town.
She says, "Well, the thing is, we're a bit busy right now, and the only room I have left is the merchant's suite. But it'll sleep the 4 of you. 5, sorry." She points to the wolf.
Why is it called the merchant's?
You.
Why is it called the merchant suite?
Well, because it's a bit bigger. It's for a merchant, caravan, and some of the folks traveling with it, so that they can all stay together in one room and not have to rent half the place. So it has bunks. It's not the finest room I have, I'm afraid, but that's being taken by that man over there. And she points to the guy who told you the story about the Nethys, that guy. She's like, "No, I'm afraid he's got the nicest room, but the merchant's suite is still available."
I think that will do, unless Don wants to put a wager with that man and maybe get in a better room. But that's up to Don.
You see, you've been hanging around me way too long. You've been reading my mind.
I'm the daughter of merchants. I know a good bargain when I see one.
Perhaps we can work on this.
If we're all sharing a room.
No. You can all share a room. I can take the nice suite.
Not really fair, since it's my idea.
The suite has been taken, though. I can't kick him out. He's paid for the whole week.
I'm going to win it from him.
Oh, well, that's between the two of you. I'm happy as long as it's paid for. And she says, "I'll go get the key for the merchant suite." She arranges a price with you, and there's a little haggling, but whatever. I'm not going to split hairs over a handful of silver. Riveting actual play stream. All right, so make me a merchant check.
Listen, that can be some what's that called, Patreon content for later.
Yeah.
So she goes to do that, and Dundum, what are you going to do to get this nice room?
I'm just going to stroll over to this gentleman here. "Excuse me, would you like to wager for your suite? I need something a little bit finer for me and my friends over here, and I was just hoping that we could place some sort of bet."
He's like, "Ha ha 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 ha! Sod off! I've paid for it." He's like, "No. I'm sorry. It's my room. What do I have to gain by wagering away the comfortable room in this town?"
Listen. If you're ever in Absalom, I know all of the finest places. I know the best places to eat, the best places to stay, the best places to watch all of the sports. Now, how does that sound?
He's like, "Ha! You must think me foolish. I'm not going to Absalom after this. I'm going to go back to Cheliax. It's finer place. I wouldn't go to that."
The finer place? No, listen. There is no finer place in all the lands than Absalom. It is a city of the people. Even in the puddles, the people are the powerful, most potent people that ever peopled. I'm Absalom. We're Absalom, and Absalom is important. And he's going to turn around and just book it back towards his friends. "I love you all," he says.
I'm sitting there with a thing of popcorn, just like.
I just have my
Go,
fish.
Absalom.
Well, he's
All
looking
right, I
at
didn't
you,
get the
and
room.
he's like, "Well, all right then."
I mean, should you roll?
Who's drunk now?
Yeah.
He's like, "Sorry, didn't know I was hitting such a touchy subject. I'm sorry. I prefer Egorian. It's my home, but you do you."
Yeah, so he's back with the crew here, and he's just ready to, take the merchant suite.
Yeah, we will make it comfortable.
It's okay.
If we're all sharing a room, I must warn you, I do tend to snore.
Inga does as well.
I feel like I have a spell for this, but I'll work on that later.
All right. I'm just gonna pull out the mug that I had earlier. I was like, like the healing plaster I put in my ears earlier.
So that is actually a good point. You can actually do the medicine check on everybody again. We won't roll that right now. We can do it between sessions, but yeah, you can easily kind of do some more medicine. It's been several hours now. You've kind of been eating and drinking and chatting with folks, so there's plenty of time to go around and patch up folks' wounds and get everybody kind of back up to full, probably. But we'll do that in the downtime between sessions. It's easy enough to do. So as the evening progresses, you have your key to your room, but there's still a handful of folks, and you overhear a couple of quaint local tales. You hear about a couple of local businesses. There's apparently a very nice jewelry shop in town called the Jewel of the Junira. That is a place that sells fine rings and brooches and things like that for those who are interested. You learn a bit about the town. You kind of get a lay of the place. It's mostly an agrarian community. They've got some farms kind of up and down the Junira, both north and south of town. You learn that there is one major shrine in town, and I mean, I'll put it major in quotes, but there is a shrine to Sarenrae in town. There is an old shrine to Nethys that was apparently outside of town, but most of the townsfolk don't give it much heed these days. But you do hear a bit about how apparently Nethys did stay here. A lot of folks will mention that if you ask it. But it was like thousands of years ago, and who knows if it's actually even true. But the place is slowly quieting down. Most of the locals are kind of taken off for the evening. You soon find that there's next to nobody left in the bar, but the group of you, Nerissa and kind of the surly gentleman from Cheliax, whose name you did not catch, or rather did not ask for.
Palm wine.
Yeah, he is drinking a lot of palm wine, that's for sure. And
we know he's from Cheliax.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is that. And he looks Chelish, right? He's kind of got darker hair. He's got lightly olive skin, and he's pounding back the palm wine like there's no tomorrow. So you're kind of looking around the place, and Neressa's cleaning up, and she's going around, and she's over near one of the tables with one of the camel statues that has gotten kind of stuck. It was kind of maneuvering between the tables and the chairs, and it just got kind of stuck. One of these chairs kind of got out in the way, and it's kind of stuck. And she's down there trying to untangle its limbs from the limbs of the chair without breaking it and shattering it. And the camel statue, quite suddenly, kind of kicks out as it kind of gets out from underneath the chair and hits Nerissa in the head. And she goes down kind of like a sack of potatoes. She gets knocked right out. It doesn't... Whoa. You're pretty sure it didn't kill her. At least you don't think it did. You hope it didn't. But the moment this happens, the brooms, the camel statues, even the silverware suddenly go berserk.
Oh
no! The camels start pulsing around the tables, kicking everything about. The brooms start hitting everyone in the face with their bristles. The silverware starts swarming around the place. And that is where we are going to call the game this week. We will pick it up here next week for the second part in this exciting Secrets of Magic stream. I want to thank you all for watching. Before we go here today, I want to toss it around the horn and let everybody tell you where you can find them on the internet over the next week. We'll start with you, Xander, and go back around the horn.
Yes, you can find me at Xanderific with 2 R's, 1 F. My main hub is Twitter. I also stream here on Twitch on my own channel. I'm on a bunch of different RPGs throughout the week, including this weekend with some very exciting events, so make sure to check my schedule on Twitter for everything.
Oh, yay. I'm Michelle Wynn Bradley. You can find me everywhere on the internet at I am Chubby Bunny. On Twitter and Instagram is mainly where I live. You can also find my work at michellewynnbradley.com. And also you can find me every Tuesday on Hunters Entertainment as part of their weekly zombie show. It's very scary. A lot of screaming and crying. Thanks.
Yes, so you can find me at London Carlisle, my name, on Twitter and Instagram, mainly on Twitter. So follow me there for all the updates on some RPGs we got coming up. I'm running a horror game tomorrow night for some awesome people. So head over to my Twitter for all the info on that.
Yay!
And hello, everyone. I am Bonnie Gordon. You can find me all over the internet at Bonnie Bell G. You can catch me on Q Times on Mondays on Clear Skies and a couple other shows going on throughout wherever and always. And also check out the comedy band with Xander at Library Bards. We're a comedy nerd band. Who knew?
Fantastic. And I am Jason Bullman. I'm your GM for this event. You can find me on all the various social media platforms, usually at /Jason Bullman. That's JASONBULMAHN. I'm mostly active on Twitter, but you can find me on Facebook and Twitch and Instagram and I don't know, LinkedIn. Does anyone use that anymore? No. All right.
Are you
No, I don't have a TikTok yet. I'm not dancing yet. No. We're not doing that. So I want to thank you all for watching. I want to encourage you to tune in here next week on Wednesday at 6 p.m. again Pacific time for part 2 of this exciting adventure. We got a 10 episode run here, so plenty of more fun to come. Thank you for watching, everybody. I've had a blast here tonight. Thank you, all of you, for playing, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.